All right, here we are. Welcome to the Evergreen Pod. We're back again. I think this will be episode 19, right? We talking 19, sir. Right? Yeah, we in this thing. We ready to go, man. What's up, Doug? You good?
I'm good, man.
Doug, my co-host Doug in here, man. You good? You ready to go, huh, bro?
Yeah, you on time today.
Oh, yeah, I'm on time today, bro. I made sure I was here. I was here a little early, actually. I was here a little early tonight because I didn't want to jump in a while. I am DM. This is my other co-host, Will. What up, Will?
What up, man?
Ready? I called him co-host just now because we recruited that man.
I'm in
Recruited that man in here, man.
Mama, I made it.
And then Don, what's up, Don?
Whoa, what up, what up?
You good, bro?
I'm good.
Man, we on this thing, bro. We about to roll with it, bro. Episode 19. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about. And we got a special guest tonight. Tell them who we got, Don.
Man, we'd like to welcome to the Evergreen Pod my homeboy, head coach of the East Ascension Spartans high school basketball, Mr. Tyler.
Assistant coach.
Not assistant.
He the head coach.
He the man.
He the HNIC. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all know what that is.
Let's go. Let's go.
Man, bro.
We already got to cut stuff out. Like to introduce my boy, Mr. Tyler Turner.
Y'all give it up for Tyler Turner.
What's going on, bro?
Man, we glad to have you, bro.
I appreciate y'all having me on the show, man.
Yeah, man. So, you know, we this whole thing, I always like to explain it, that this whole, you know, podcast started off just by a text group, just so much in text group. We just talking, you know how we do, man. We talking noise about sports and everything. So as I started, we decided to come together and do a podcast and talk about it and let the people hear it. So that's kind of the jargon that's kind of how we go at it. So we talking like we in the test group.
All right.
Maybe not everything. Like
Not everything in it, but most
we
of
try
it.
to keep it, you know,
PG,
PC, all that. You know what I'm saying? So we in here, man. What we talking about first, man? Go ahead, Don.
Well, yeah, man. Well, we want first of all, we're gonna talk about a little about what your expertise is, man. High school basketball. How's the team looking for the upcoming season that's about to get kicked off?
So like you said, coach at East Ascension High School. So season coming off. We looking pretty straight. I got a good group returning. They're gonna be young. Got a little freshman that came in. That's about 6'8", named LeBron Napoleon.
Wait.
Not LeBron James.
We're not gonna speed past that. He's a freshman.
A freshman.
And he's 6'8"?
6'8".
Sheesh.
So he gonna be a little cornerstone of the group this year, but
And his name LeBron.
LeBron, not LeBron James, but LeBron. But you know,
So did his
though.
parents name him after LeBron James?
yes.
Gotta be, because I don't know nobody else in the world.
That was a dumb question I just asked.
No, I ain't said that.
No, you ain't. No,
I
yes, you are.
didn't. I
No,
ain't
because
say
you
that.
laughing a little bit too
I didn't.
hard,
No,
bro.
I didn't.
We 1 minute in the show. You already started,
Doug,
bro.
I didn't say nothing, bro.
But you
All I
laughed
said
too
was-
hard, though. You laughed.
I didn't.
You was like,
that was Will.
No,
It's gonna be one of them
It wasn't
shows.
Will. You
It
said
wasn't me.
it was you.
It wasn't me. We talking about Tyler right now. Hey, so Tyler, LeBron, what's his last name?
LeBron
Napoleon.
LeBron Napoleon.
Yeah.
6'8" freshman. God, dog, man.
But we got a good group, man. Most of them at football right now, so you know it's gonna be a little bit before we get them back. But
Transition,
once
right.
we get all of them back, I think we're gonna have a good shot to compete for state. So we'll see how it work out.
I just want to highlight too. You coaching where?
East Ascension High School.
East Ascension High School?
Not Dutchtown, not Sound of
None of that, huh?
None of that.
Parkview, none of that in the Parkview, huh?
No, not Parkview.
None of that. East
That's too
Ascension.
bougie. That's too bougie for me.
Two bougie folks, right?
you know.
East Ascension Spartans, right? The mighty Spartans. I just want to say that because alumni, baby.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? We repping. You know what I'm saying?
You rubbing off of him.
We repping.
No, you rubbing off of him.
He went to East Ascension.
I
man.
know.
Yeah, we went to the best.
Before Tyler came in here, right? And we've been on Tyler for a long time.
Yeah, right.
You mentioned Parkview. Parkview is nowhere in Ascension Parish.
I just mentioned Parkview because you here. I'm just saying. I don't even know what high school you went to, Will.
Curtis.
That one either. See, we talking about East Ascension. See what I'm saying? We just.
Why you didn't say Curtis?
I didn't know. I just
Hey,
had
man,
to ask you just
number
now.
one, we're a football school.
Make it clear. We're
We're a football school. We could not compete in
Man,
basketball.
I ain't saying nothing about the football.
Then the man said Parkview too bougie. You rubbing off him.
He said-
Because you rubbing off him. You didn't have to mention
I've never
Parkview.
said
Parkview's nowhere near such a parish.
They got good people in Parkview.
They got good people in Parkview though too. Yeah.
Oh, not yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just. So I just want to make it clear, man.
I know what kind of episode this is gonna be.
I just make it clear that we talking about the
ready.
Spartans, man. We talking about the Spartans. Swag, what up, bro? I ain't even saying that, man. My bad,
what
bro.
up? Yeah.
My bad, bro. Swag in this thing. I don't want to hit the wrong button. I'm getting shot.
Swag.
There he is.
Swag.
Swag. There he is. Swag in this thing, man. Got it hooked up. So So the Spartans, so you got a good team coming up. So what you expecting this year? Is it a rebuild, or is it just kind of flowing with it?
I'm not gonna say it's a rebuild because we did lose a lot last year, but the group that's coming back, they do have a lot of varsity experience. So with that group, I'm expecting that we should make a run for the top 28 once we get everybody back.
Yeah, that's what's up,
So
man.
and the schedule that we have nothing but hard hitters on the schedule. We're not running from nobody. So
That's what I'm
it
talking
don't
about,
matter. If you win the state championship, we won't play you. You run up, we want to play you. I'm not running from nobody. So
Right.
that's the only way you're gonna get better. Iron sharpen iron. So
Yep, that's it. That's it. I can appreciate that, bro. I remember when and I ain't gonna put nobody out there, when we played ball, man. My 1 year EA playing ball. I know you played all 4 years, didn't you?
Yeah,
You played all 4
4.
years. We played ball, man. Shout out to our coaches and all that, man. But it's just something different you're doing. You know what I'm saying, with them kids, man, and putting them in good position to be successful past the sport. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't go far to play basketball, you still put them in a good position to succeed in life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, most definitely. That's the main thing. Because once that ball starts bouncing, who are you?
Who are you?
What are you gonna do?
Yep,
so
exactly.
you gotta have something to fall back on. So that's the main thing with me. As long as I could, yes, I want to win the state championship. Yes, I want that for them and everything.
right.
But the main thing is once you graduate, who are you as a
Who are
man?
you? Yep.
So
Absolutely. I heard you say, we were talking a little bit before, and I heard you say you put your foot on their neck, man, when the younger guys coming up. You know what I'm saying? The ones behind the.
I don't play with them because my thing is I'm not gonna. Most of them look like us. So
absolutely.
they coming from different backgrounds and different things like that. And most kids need structure.
Absolutely.
So with that, I'm not gonna allow you to fool around with grades, miss practice, miss schools, or anything like that. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm on you, holding you accountable for everything that you do.
Yep, straight up. That's what they need, man. I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Why you looking up at me?
I'm just involving you in the conversation, bro.
I got a question, man. Coaching style. Who do you pattern your coaching style after?
Dang, that's a good one right there.
If you got your own,
Yeah,
if you
if
got
you
your
got your
own,
own, you
what
blended
would
a
you
couple?
consider? Yeah, what would you consider yours to be?
I take bits and pieces from everybody. If I see something that I like, I'm gonna take it. But I'm gonna say I'm a defensive minded guy first. My thing on offense is that if I got different pieces, I'm gonna let you play. I'm gonna give you a foundation, but I'm gonna let you do you. I'm not gonna sit there and construct you, make you a robot. You showcase your skill. As long as you play defense, you hustle, you work hard, offense all yours. I'm gonna give you a foundation and you play off that.
Bread and butter defense.
Oh, we going man to man full court.
All day. Let's
I
go.
ain't playing no doggone zone.
So how many guys you
Don't take
rotating
this
in?
wrong, but zone are for
Cowards.
middle school kids and women.
Man, you ain't gotta say no more.
So nothing wrong with it because you got women that could go, but just saying, no. We
You
going
gotta
man to
handle
man.
business.
You gotta play man to man full court.
You gotta be rotating about 8-9 guys then.
Huh?
How many guys you rotating per game? The whole bench?
Huh?
You gonna keep going?
6.
6? That's it? What kind of condition these
Yeah,
boys
let them
in, man?
suicides be
Short
real.
bench, boy. Short bench.
You get off the bus, you running. Get off the bus, you running. But no, man, I play ball, man. In a perfect world, I would love to play 10. But like honestly, 7 to 8.
Yeah, right,
7 to
right,
8,
right.
7 to 8 play.
Right.
You got the starters, 2 to 3 off the bench. But like this year, honestly, man, I got 2 kids that probably they're playing their way into playing time. So I might be able to reach down and go 10, maybe. But realistically, man, the high school team, man, 7 to 8 kids.
Right.
So because they got to earn your trust and everything. So
Absolutely.
From year to year, obviously you have different kids that come in each year, different personalities, different character traits. As far as your coaching style, does that change year to year, or you keep that same approach that you always come with every year?
That has to change. Like, well, I'm gonna put it like this: the foundation aspect of it stays the same. What I expect doesn't change, but how I approach it and how I talk to them changes because this is a different breed of kids that we have.
Man,
like
man,
you
we talk about that all the
can't
time,
just
man.
constantly
Yep.
stay on these kids because they want gratification. They want a pat
Right.
on the back here and
Right.
there. I have no issue with that. I have no problem adjusting to who you are.
Right.
But our end goal is this is what it is, and that's not going to change.
Right.
I might change my pathway, but the end goal is still the same thing.
Is that tough for you, especially probably coming from a background? I think we all in here came from a background where we had like a tough background. All our little league coaches, high school coaches was tough on us. Was that a hard adjustment to kind of change the pattern of how you were brought up?
Man, to start it off, it was very hard because I'm like, man, I'm on you the whole time. This the only way it is. So, but just watching and observing different things, just observing people and just seeing how they react to certain things, that make you take a step back. Okay, I could approach this kid different from this kid. Or I could be on this kid like we were, like when people was on us when we were small, but I can't be on this kid like this. I got to talk to this kid a certain way to get this result. But it's still going to be, this is what it is. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, but I'm going to approach it a little different. I might not scream and holler at you. I'm going to talk to you. Or somebody can scream and holler and get a result. So everybody reacts different to different things.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he was saying just now about letting them play. And I remember when we played ball, there ain't no letting you play. You better run that play. You better make that screen. You better do it like this. Don't do nothing out of box. You know what I'm saying? Unless we let you when we tell you to. If you do it, I don't even care if you score. I've had coaches get mad when somebody scored, but they did it just their own way. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about this all the time, Tyler, about a lot of these young coaches in different sports, college, NFL, all these different young coaches. And I think it's a good thing, and it's a good mentality to have a younger coach like yourself that can be open to figure out what you just said. You know what I'm saying? To figure out how to maneuver them, because I think you can get the best out of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get the best out of all your different players just by not being the hard-nosed, my way or the highway type thing. Now, some of it is like that. Like
you got to be tough on them sometimes, but like when a game is closed, yes, you got to run your stuff. Yes, you got to be disciplined in what you're doing. But my thing is, if you're proving to me and showing me that you can handle different things or do certain things, I have no problem with you doing it. As long as I can see you working on that and improving on it in practice, I'm fine with you doing it. But like when it's crunch time, now you gotta listen to what we're doing. You got to stick to our foundation, and of course within that you're gonna be able to. Okay, you see something, go. And I'm not gonna fuss at you. If you make a mistake, come talk to me. Why did you make this mistake? If you telling me something that's basketball related, we good. Now you telling me something off the wall, man, you go sit down.
Go sit down right quick.
You go sit down.
So
y'all scoot over, let me sit down right there.
So offensively, is it easier do you find it easier to teach the concepts and let them become efficient at running concepts, and then that way they can just adapt it into the free play of the game? Versus teaching sets?
Honestly, it depends what type of kids that you have.
Right.
Because kids these days don't go outside and play basketball. So they don't have that general knowledge of basketball. You actually have to teach them every single aspect.
Right.
Sheesh.
So like, take New Orleans for example. They play basketball.
Yeah, we do.
You don't have
Yeah, we do.
We could go to a game in New Orleans on the bus. Man, you see about 30 to 40 people at the park playing basketball.
Yeah.
We got parks right here.
Yo, I be passing by that park, bro, and I be like, man, if that was there when we was playing ball.
You don't see people outside just playing basketball. So they don't have that just natural ability or just natural instinct. So you sitting there teaching them everything about basketball.
Wow.
Right.
So like once we get them at high school, like Dwayne Andrews does a great job at GMS. So when they get to us, they got a good foundation, and we still got to teach them and stuff like that because they don't understand everything. So it just depends what type of kid that you have.
Right.
So, but like I said, if you showing me what you could do, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you showcase your skill. I'm not gonna hold you back.
Yeah, shout out to the Bulldogs, because that was middle school Bulldogs. I heard them, shout them out just now, so I just wanted to say.
I got a question on AAU coaches. And we had this kind of conversation off air, but I want to get it on air.
That's why Lambo will.
That's why I'm here. So the question is dealing with AAU coaches and different AAU structures. You got all the Adidas camps, you got the Nike camps. What do you prefer? I ain't gonna set you up. What do you prefer? Your kids, like say your ninth grader who's 6'8", what would you prefer?
I'm gonna start it off like this. With me being a high school coach at East Ascension High School and under the LHSAA, I do not fool around with AAU basketball.
Good.
But for me, looking and watching, I would if I have a kid that's able to play on the Nike circuit, the Under Armour circuit, or anything like that, if he's like the top 5 or top 6 on that team, I don't mind. Because it doesn't make sense to go play with an Under Armour team, a Nike team, and you're number 10.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting on the floor. So if you're the top 5 or 6,
just traveling.
You're just traveling. You're just getting free shoes, free shirts, whatever else they're doing, free hamburger.
Right.
If you're the top 5, top 6, I don't mind you going. But the scary part is you have to have a relationship with that coach though, because
Truth.
It's a dirty game. So that's all I'm gonna say. It's a dirty game. So you just have to have a relationship with that coach that he's going to play with. because when some over with, you might not see that kid again.
That's scary,
So,
bro.
That is scary. That's the
scary,
thing
bro.
too. Like, so the biggest thing is kind of like with football now. So the biggest thing in football, all these 707 camps that they have. And I was talking to one high school coach, and he was saying it's a struggle when they go to these 707 camps and they're getting taught maybe different techniques, different things that they're doing in drills, and now they pump these kids up to a certain level when in actuality they may not be that good.
Right.
He said now when we get them from training camp, it's almost like they have to desensitize everything they learn at these 707s. Do you find that it's tough sometimes if they play this travel ball or summer ball and then they come back to you that you have to make some adjustments, maybe that habits that they learn in these summer circuits, habits that you don't want on your team?
Yes, you definitely got to break some of the habits because they just like most of them just let them go, like just go play.
Yeah.
Like the perfect world would be where this AAU coach would get with the high school coach. What position do you have him playing in? What do you expect of this kid? Or what do you want to see this kid improve in? And you work on it from that standpoint. Of course, like if you got somebody say 6'6", you don't know if they're gonna keep growing or they're gonna be stuck there. So you don't know if they're gonna be a guard or gonna be a forward or be a post. So they gotta work on different aspects of their game. But they should come to that high school coach and just be like, hey, what does he do for you? What do I need to do to help you out?
Right.
But of course, still give him his freedom, but still give it that high school coach to see.
Right.
Don't just bring him out there, change the whole game or change everything he does, and he come back to high school coach and it's something that he doesn't need.
You said in the perfect world. Is that rare for them to even reach out to the high school coaches?
It's rare. It's rare.
Yeah, okay.
It's rare.
All right.
Why is that? Why you think that is?
People ego. People always want what you want to say.
With the clout?
The clout. People always want to say, "Oh, I made this kid," I discovered this kid. My thing as a coach, say my freshman go big. You're not gonna ever hear me say I coach him or I coached him. He went to East Ascension.
Right.
Great kid, smart student, worked hard. That's it. I'm not gonna say I made this kid. I don't like when people say I made, unless you win that kid from 2 years old
Right.
until he go. You ain't make that kid. You were just a part of that kid. You were just with that kid for a season.
That's a good point.
Right.
So I would never, as a high school coach, if I didn't have my hands on you from 2 years old till you graduate, I'm still not gonna say I made you.
Right.
I helped you.
Right.
I was just a part of your journey.
This man got me about to send my kid to East Ascension, bro.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. Where you over there, bro?
But that's the truth, though.
I never heard that.
Yeah, not like that. Not broken down like
Bro,
that.
that's the
makes sense.
You look at everybody. What they always say. Oh, I coached this player. I trained this player. I did this with this player.
That's the clout,
I'm
man.
not gonna. If I get kids that start going to college for basketball, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
You that's your moment. You go sign. I don't need to be there. If you want me there, I'm
dope.
there.
That's dope.
You ain't got to tell me thank you. You ain't got to tell me nothing. You go handle your business.
That's dope.
So when you sign on signing day, I ain't got to be there. I'll stand in the background, clap my hands. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
That's all I'm here for.
Yep.
All right.
So I don't need to be in the front. So
I love it. I see. He can't go recruit these young kids, but I can recruit fun.
Yeah.
Dog. Y'all, man, and you're around the area, man. And you close in the area, you can move in the area, whatever it is. And you're looking for a good coach, man, to really build some integrity in your kid, to build some skill in your kid, but just make them just genuinely good people, man. Coach Turner, man. Y'all got to bring him down here to EA, man. I can recruit for him. You ain't got to say nothing, Tyler. I got you. I got you.
I can't spell recruiting, so I don't
And so like like coaches, anytime a kid goes through high school, I call it the butt syndrome. And when I say the butt syndrome, B-U-T. How do you get away from the butt syndrome? What I mean is this. Such and such was a great athlete. He did this, he did that, but you know what I'm saying?
That's
like how do you get
it's
deflect
tough.
from that?
It's tough because for one thing, you have so many people in these kids' ears telling them they this, telling them they that, telling them they arrived and they haven't done nothing.
Right.
It's like I tell my kid, we at practice. What college coach is on the sideline? So what have you done?
Right.
Who are you?
Come on.
Your mom, dad, uncle, auntie. I don't care who. I say it to them.
Right.
They're lying to you. You're not as good as you think you are.
That's what they need to hear, man.
Because if you were, you would have these gyms filled up.
Right.
So like, I try to get in their head that you have to do X, Y, Z to get to this certain point. It can't be no but. It got to be I have to do this and that's it.
Right.
You have to work. Ain't nobody giving you nothing.
Nothing. They ain't
You're
coming.
not getting nothing from anybody.
Right.
So you just try to stay away from this. Just give them examples and point things out to them and just lay it out for them.
Yeah.
And just try to be real with them the whole time. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to a kid or anything like that. So it's not no but.
Right.
If you keep saying but, you go but home.
I think that's a good way for that he does it too, as well as it's telling the kids like, look, if you don't have a college coaches here, then at practice you may not be that good.
Right.
And I think that when it doesn't work out for them, they're not as disappointed.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. With me telling them that, I still come back and say, okay, if this is what you want, this is the process.
Right.
I'm not gonna kill your dream.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is where we're at right now.
Right.
Right.
No, we have to work to get to this point.
Right.
Right.
Then once we get to that point, now you're there. Now you still have to work to keep it at that point. You just can't get to that point and stop. You have to constantly continue to work.
You got to maintain it, man.
Right.
No. I know like you said, we're not talking about recruiting on the incoming, but recruiting as they're going out. We've had this conversation, you and I, off mic, but how tough is it to get a kid recruited in basketball? Because, I'm in a different. I coach track. It's pretty doggone simple. They run the time. You get them. They can run the time consistently. They probably gonna be recruitable. Basketball. I mean, I can look at 25 different box schools and look at kid that's putting 25 and 15. Which one good? You know what I'm saying?
Don't you have politics in basketball where some people could go to a coach and say, "Hey man, I need you to take this kid," and they'll go ahead and take a woman, take a kid. But
Depending on the relationship,
and stuff like that. But I'm not going to kiss nobody behind either to get no scholarship.
This is true.
Because my thing is, I want you got to work for it. Though. But basketball is difficult because you got a bunch of 6 foot people, 6'1", 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". What are you doing to separate yourself?
Yeah.
Yep.
First of all, what are you doing in the classroom?
Yeah.
Do you even have the grades? Do you even ACT score?
Yeah.
So what are you doing? What are you doing to separate yourself from everybody else? Because the thing the kids don't understand, I tell them in Ascension Parish, you're competing against Dutchtown, San Amon, Downsville, Ascension Christian, Ascension Catholic. That's just Ascension Parish. That's just those kids. You got New Orleans. You got Baton Rouge. You got Shreveport, West Monroe. You got to compete against those kids. What are you doing to stand out amongst those kids?
That's just a state.
Now what you're doing to stand out against people, Mississippi, Arkansas, Texas. Then what you're doing to compete against people outside the country.
Europe, right.
Because you got people still coming, moving in. So it's like, what are you doing to separate yourself, or what are you doing? Because you are technically a business.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
what are you doing to separate yourself from everybody else?
Absolutely. How many out of state games y'all playing? I know you're saying, because I know you're trying to expose them to different stuff too. Out of state or just out of area?
This was out of state. I ain't getting nothing this year out of state. But next year I'm shooting to have at least 4 or 5 out of state. But I do for the Spartan Classic. We do have one team coming from Mississippi to play in the Spartan Classic. But before us going to travel, I'm trying to do at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 next year out of state with them and stuff.
Yeah, it's good to expose them to what you were saying just now.
Yeah, cause we go out of state. I want whoever the top team is.
Right.
If they beat us, they beat us. My thing is they're gonna have scouts at the games.
Right.
So
They gonna
you
be
go out there and handle your business. So it don't matter you lose. Go out there and handle your business. The same like going back to AAU. Like people worry about wins. Like parents when they look at teams, they winning. And what are you learning? What are you getting? It doesn't matter. So, but like who remembers what you won in AAU?
Right.
Nobody.
Your objective is to go out there and showcase your talent.
Right.
So you could go to an AAU tournament. You could not gonna say suck because you do have to be pretty good to get on certain levels to get in front of college scouts. So, but like, it don't matter. You lose that game. If you go out there and show something, because they're going to be looking at you, how you play on the court.
Absolutely.
Your body language.
How you got along?
What you're doing on the bench.
Yep.
So you go out there, they might be looking at this kid here. Who is this kid?
Right.
Let me check on this kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Then even if I can't use him, I'm going to make some phone calls for this kid. So you just got to do what you got to do.
Right.
Yeah. I can outside noise. Being a high school coach, you're around these kids all day because you teach also, right?
Yes.
So you're at school early in the morning until y'all finish at the gym.
Man, I'm in the school like I'm at the plant.
That's real. Personal contact with the kids and the parents. How do you handle that far as if a kid getting in trouble at school, not turning in homework right, Are you just running them, or are you talking to the parents? How are you using the communication?
Well, when I talk to kids and stuff, first thing, like when you're dealing with the parent aspect, I always tell the kid, you don't never give me more respect than you give your mom and daddy.
Absolutely.
If you give me more respect than you give your mom and dad, there's something wrong with that picture. That shouldn't happen. But if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing in the classroom, like when we do parent meetings and stuff, I tell them from the get-go, if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, either one, they're going to be running, either two, they're going to be suspended from games, or either three, they're going to be sleeping at home with you. They're not going to be playing basketball at all. Yeah. So it's one or the other, because you can't, I don't care how good you are. That's probably, people say it might be a downfall, but I don't care how good you are. If you're not handling your business, you can't play for me. I don't care. But I would talk to them. If it's a big enough issue, I'm going to talk to the parents. Yeah. But the first thing I'm going to have a conversation with the kid. Then we're going to sit down and talk to the teachers. Then if you just being lazy or just being flat out disrespectful, don't want to do stuff, now I'm going to bring the parents in, and then we're going from there. I'm going to let them know something, but I'm going to let them know I'm handling. Yeah. So, but you gotta keep them involved from that standpoint, because you don't never want to just bring the hammer down on the kid without them knowing anything. Because they're going to be like, why you haven't talked to me beforehand or notified me beforehand and stuff like that. Right. So
I got this is a funny one. This might be for everybody. What's your worst like running punishment experience playing sports?
Oh man,
I'll say mine first. I remember we beat Santa Ma my freshman year. We beat Santa Ma in the dome, in Santa Ma Dome, and we got so hyped that one of our homeboys was bouncing the ball all over the place, and he bounced it, and he busted the light at the top. I mean, just tore the whole fluorescent light down. And so we won the tournament and everything, but the next day, man, he put 60 minutes on the clock. Mm-hmm. He put 60 minutes on the shot clock, and he said, touch every line on the court. And that was in the that's when you got all them different lines on the court. You got to touch every line for the suicide. Whatever time they got left in the minute, that's the time you got to rest. When you come back, and then the next minute start, you got to run another one.
It's crazy.
I mean, people was quitting. I quit twice in that same practice. And we came back, man. People was quitting. People was throwing up all kind of stuff, man. But just, y'all got some stories? I know.
I definitely do. My freshman year at Parkview, I came. I'm living in Gonzales, and I show up late because we got 6 a.m. lift in the morning before we even go to class.
CP time.
Oh, hey man, look, I wasn't driving. I wasn't driving. I'm riding with somebody.
You got one more. No, not one more. You got one more. You got one more, bro. That bat ain't been used yet. Nah, swag. I forget swag.
Swag chilling, man.
But Coach Kenny came out. Perkins. Can't be coming out to weightlifting late. I'm like, Coach, I'm riding with my mom, so it don't matter. And he just left. And so after that, man, I had after lifting, I had to go out. It wasn't really running. Mm-hmm. What we used to do is called rolls. You had to lay on your side and roll all the way down the field, and then roll back all the way down the field.
Is that bougie for you?
You had to do that, Doug?
What, roll?
Y'all was doing that? Yeah.
If you missed the workout,
yeah.
But y'all had turf fields though, huh?
No, we didn't.
No, y'all had grass?
Not back then. Not back then. Hold on, no, not back then.
My bad. I'm sorry.
We was getting rings back. We got rings back then.
I'm sorry, my bad.
We got rings back then out the mud. We got rings out the mud. Shout out Josh Son and the rest of the monsters that we used to have back there. Jordy, I see you, boy. So yeah, that was mine.
Only one I ever had, man, was we went to Bogalusa and played Bogalusa night game. It smells so bad. And don't go to Bogalusa.
Man.
Taking out parts of Lusa.
They got a paper mill. So you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying the place.
No, I understand though.
Yeah, so I dropped the pick. Man, my defensive coordinator was not having it the next day. And we played, Curtis played a lot of games on Thursday. On Thursday. Man, I'm thinking I'm about to go home on Friday. Lambert. It's like, what's up, coach? Hey, you dropped the pick, huh? I was like, yeah, man, my gloves and whatever. So he was like, all right, come on, let's go. We went to the field. Curtis, we do have artificial turf.
Right.
Yeah, man, I got the running, man. I threw up. That was the first time and the only time I
Put
ever
a Coach
threw up.
Boone on you then. Drop a ball, run them out.
And we was on defense, but they
Bitch, ain't
treat
dropped no
defense,
more,
they
though.
treat defense like offense though.
Right,
So
right,
we trying to score.
Right.
And I dropped it. And I ain't gonna lie, it was out route. I read it and everything.
All right, pick six. That's pick six right there.
It was a highlight. Friday night football. Let's go.
You right. It was a highlight the next day running.
And hollered in your head. Never forgot it.
Left them Nike gloves alone, man.
Yeah, Doug, you just always handled your business, huh? You just always did the stuff.
That's your third time.
I'm just asking, bro. I'm just asking because you know I'm just asking, bro.
No, bro, that's your third time. You know,
I'm asking the question, bro. 'Cause you didn't say.
I was waiting for him to finish.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry, man. My
I was
bad.
waiting for him to finish.
He don't want to talk about it. He don't want to talk about it. He don't want to talk about it. So, it was so many, huh?
No, yeah. I think the worst one was going into my junior year, doing training camp at LSU, and kind of put in perspective, we had a full padded practice. So we had practice, probably had like 15, 16 periods. After that, we had a scrimmage. After 15, 16 periods.
It was close to miles.
Wait,
Yeah.
when you say 15, 16 periods, what you
Like
mean?
you had periods broke up. So first period was like special teams. Second period was individual. Third period was 7-on-7.
Got it.
Fourth period
Inside run.
drills.
Oh.
Sixth period
7.
team drills.
You
Seventh
said
period
15?
Yeah, seventh period maybe blitz. Like
All
blitz,
right.
Like so.
You
Yeah,
real?
like you said, Tyler. If you really want to play,
Yeah, you real?
it's a lot that go into it, man. So I respect those guys that do it on any level. I'm not just talking about LSU. That's anywhere in college ball. I
Right.
don't care where you at. It's
Right.
hard. And so we had that. Then we had a scrimmage after that. And so anytime we scrimmage, we had something called perfect sprints. Now, the trick, what they do is they make you think it's not a lot. All right, give me 2 perfect sprints. So perfect sprints, you have to run to the line a certain way. You have to put your hands down the line. You have to run through the line. It has to be perfect, right? Well, on this particular day, the offensive coaches and the defensive coaches decided that they just didn't like each other that day.
Oh man.
And it got to the point, man, where offensive coaches were saying defensive players wasn't finishing through the line. So Pelini got mad.
Right.
So Pelini would call offensive players that they weren't finishing through the line. I mean, he called them, like Pelini was saying, like earlier Doucette didn't finish through the line. Like,
Right.
like people like Trenton Holiday. Like, it's impossible. Trenton Holiday has world-class speed. And, man, what I tell you, people were falling out. I think you had to get IVs.
Bruh.
It was the hottest day of the summer that year. I think Skip Bergman went inside.
Sheesh.
He literally said, Skip rolled out? He was AD because Skip was like, man, something. He said he's crazy. He's talking about Coach Miles. I don't know. I think we ended up running like 20, like perfect sprints.
Was that the year y'all won?
It was.
Oh, that's.
But
But
like,
they need to get back to that.
Get back to
They need to get back to that. They need to start doing the perfect sprints again.
Today.
honestly, the only person who it didn't affect was Glenn Dorsey.
Wow.
And I just
Hey,
remember.
Tyler, what Glenn Dorsey went to
East
school?
Ascension High School.
Okay.
I know it did.
Okay.
Cares.
I just trying to make sure, man.
I mean, you gotta throw that in there, but he's the only one that did not affect. Like I just remember him like dancing and singing.
Yeah, it clicked out.
He clicked. I said, something's really wrong with
Something
you.
wrong?
Yeah, it clicked out. Yeah, it clicked
I was like, ain't nothing wrong with me. Something wrong with you. I said, you probably right.
Strength coach for LSU. What's his last name?
Tommy Moffitt
What was his first job in Louisiana?
and John Curtis.
Yeah, John Curtis.
He
The
really-
same
he really-
sprints that I had to run was the sprints that LSU run.
Wow.
The same workout program that LSU runs today
Yep.
is what John Curtis, Rummel,
He slacked up a little
In the
bit
car.
though on that workout program.
they having that in the car though.
Yeah,
They having that in the car.
he slacked up. He even said, man, I like 4 years ago. He said, man, I think I'm getting a little bit too soft on him.
Wow.
They need some of that back.
Yeah, they need some of
They
that
need
back
it
today.
They need some of that back.
What you, Tyler? You got a story?
Man, I was sucks. After 2 of them. Cause we were playing so bad in one game. We had a 15-minute halftime. We went to the back gym, ran for the whole 15 minutes.
You lying? Hold on, whoa. Hold on, Tyler. Let me get this straight. The game is going on. You had a game.
Man, we played the first quarter, sucked it up. Second quarter, sucked it up. Hey, y'all ain't going to the locker room. Go in the back gym. Get on the line. Put 15 minutes on that clock. Ran suicide for the entire 15 minutes. Don't stop. Then we had to go back and finish the game.
Dang.
How bad
Did y'all
lost?
play better?
Oh, we only lost by 2. we
so
picked
y'all
it
did
up.
better in the second half.
Yeah, little knuckleheads. We picked it up, but we were too tired to really come back.
Right,
Yeah, we were too tired, but we understood the assignment after that part. So but we did. But we were a whole bunch of knuckleheads and stuff. So later on in the season, we did something after a game. Walking to practice the next day, all we see is 9-9 on the clock. Like, okay, we about to practice, little practice, hour and a half, about to get up out y'all. Didn't see no basketball. I ain't see no water.
That'd be the worst, bro. God.
Split you up on both sides of the court. When one side finished, y'all take off. And that was nonstop. That was the first time I ever seen my coach sit down. He sat down. Oh, y'all gonna run this?
And just watch.
Yeah, watch.
Who coach was?
Man, I love my coach, man. I can't, I ain't saying my coach's name, bro. I love my coach, respect my coach and everything like that. Man, I can't say my coach's name like that, man. But I'm gonna tell you, man, with all that running he made us do, he did teach us how to be good men. Cause I can say once we graduated and went to college, we actually came back. Me, my best friend Jamon, we came back, took him out to eat, and just told him appreciate you for everything that you taught us and everything. So
Jamon on the coaching staff too, right?
Yeah, Jamon is on my coaching staff.
Shout out Jamon, man. That's what's up, man. I just had to get them stories out there, bro. He was talking about running and getting on there. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, I remember that, man.
Ain't no joke, bro.
So I'm about to ask a question. I know we got to jump in this, but you said we your business. You said you a business now. So we've been talking about this every week, and we love it. We got different ways we feel about it. But I want to get your take. And we started talking last week about it, somewhat trickling down. So this NIL in college, of course, is affecting more college players and everything. I want your take on the NIL in college, and what is your thoughts about it trickling down to high school?
But I'm gonna say it's good and bad. Because I'm gonna say it's bad for the simple fact. Now that's all these kids gonna be worrying about. They're not gonna be worrying about how good am I, or they're just gonna be worrying about doing stuff to get noticed. So it's not. I'm not gonna say you're gonna have someone that's gonna continue to work on these skills and work to get better, but most of them gonna try to do a gimmick, a gimmick to see if I can get a contract or something to get that money.
Something to go viral on the court during the game.
Right.
Yeah, do something crazy. So, but I would say it's a good thing for the simple fact I would rather see them put their money into like a savings or something like that. So once they graduate or once they decide to get to if they go to the NFL or NBA, now you give them that money. But as long as you still in school, you give me, let's say 20. You give me $20,000.
Let's talk about
as a freshman in college.
Yeah, you 17, 18 years old.
Yeah. It's over.
It's over.
I love my wife. I love my family. $20,000.
Hey, it's over with. It's over with.
Man, I'm not gonna have that money by the end of the week.
Bruh.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
It's the truth though. So my thing. Then I'm gonna bring. I hate talking racial stuff, but you bring it back to us. We don't see that. All of us don't see that type of money. So you give me that type of money that young.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, but if I'm putting that money into a savings account, so now once I graduate, because say I don't make it to the league, but when I graduate, I might finish college with $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, depending what kind of sponsorships and stuff that you get.
Right.
So now what can I do with that money? I went to school for free.
Man, that's a life, man.
I went to school for free. So now I got $300,000 sitting in the bank. I'm good. I'm not in no kind of debt.
Right.
I'm mature. I should be matured enough to know what to do once I graduate. If depending on what you graduate in, you might have a job starting off $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year. So now I just have a savings account sitting there. Now I could just let it keep building, start a business, invest in some stuff or different things like that. That's true. Like some of them kids getting them, I was like, don't give me the money. Give me some stock in your business. Give me some stock. I don't want the money. Give me the stock. So I'm not saying I'm rich or nothing like that, but I'm just trying to help you out. Like, I want you to be wealthy. Pass it down to your kids, your great grandkids, all that. So Give me some stock in the business.
Uh-huh.
Let me be a college kid. Apple come to me talking about, oh, we gonna pay you X amount of dollars. Nah, just give me a couple of stocks. Give me a couple of stocks in Apple.
Giving them the keys now.
Give me a couple of stocks in Apple.
Sending my kid to EA.
What the dude named that own Tesla or whatever?
Tesla, yeah.
Elon Musk, whatever his name is. He got a whole bunch of money. Man, give me a couple of stocks in Tesla.
Right.
Yeah, just give me two.
Yeah, give me 2 stocks in Tesla. Man,
So
make that money. So
that's crazy. That's different.
So why?
That's what LeBron did.
So don't get me wrong.
That's what
Like I know you're gonna need money to pay for certain stuff, but like honestly, how much money do you need as a college student for a month?
No, that's real. That's
You
real.
play about college ball, so I'm gonna ask you what to honestly just live off a month. What would you need?
And you still getting
The stipends.
the stipends.
Right?
Okay, so
So like the stipend now is way like I think they get like something like $1,200 a month, $1,200 to $1,500 a month. So when we was in college, I think our stipend was on campus was for $200 a month, and then you stayed off campus, it was $600.
Okay.
That was back 05, 06, 07.
Really?
Yeah. And so even back then, it was
man, that's robbery, man.
yeah, we did. It was $200 a month. Remember Kendall was talking about taking that walk.
Uh-huh.
So there was a lot more because there was
He was after
me.
right.
So for us, like it was like $200 a month off campus, $600. So it was enough because
That's crazy.
not only think about if a kid was a walk on, maybe that's a little bit different. But if people on scholarship, you had your books paid for, you had your room paid for,
Right.
you had free food. And
Right.
so it was basically just, extra money to do
whatever, right.
See, that's who I think NIL should go to. A lot of these walk-on kids. Because, see, like, if they're not on scholarship, they family helping them. Or they getting out. They getting them student loans.
I could agree with
like,
that.
I don't understand why some businesses don't get behind walk-ons.
'Cause
Well,
they
matter of fact, why walk-ons don't get behind walk-ons?
Walk-ons is trying, but they doing like this. They doing like a highlight of walk-on. They're not really signing them to like
NIL deal.
Now, well, they need to go ahead. Y'all need to go ahead and do that and handle that because that'd be big for the company.
And plug us on the Evergreen Pod, too, man.
Yeah. That's a great idea. We giving keys, man. Tyler giving keys,
Then
man.
I know people gonna fuss talking about, well, they making all this money for the school. Okay, you go work at the plant for 12 hours a day. You make $100,000. How much money did the plant make? Are you fussing and complaining now?
And listen,
you going out there and make all that money for the plant? So what are you complaining about?
And the ratio is ridiculous.
You know. So
his plans make up.
The ratio is ridiculous. I know some of them numbers.
You can go both ways with it, but just I would want them just to be smart with it. Like whatever you need to survive is cool.
Right.
But the rest of the money, man, put that money in the savings account so you come out no debt.
Now, how you feel about it trickling down to high school? We talking mostly college right now, and it's just the idea. I don't even know. We always talk about it. We don't know no regulations. We don't know if they got regulations for high school or no.
That kid, Mikey Williams or whatever, he signed one. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he signed one. So I don't think there's no rules for it.
He's a what? He's a junior.
I have no clue what he is.
I think he's a junior in high school.
Yeah, you're right.
I have no clue.
But I think he's going straight into a pro league once he graduates.
High school wise, man, you taking some of the pure part out of the game. Yeah, now it's just
a business.
It's strictly a business now.
Right. So would you say that you if it was up to you, would you say nah for high school we'll cut it off and start it in college?
Yeah, I
for
say
the best
no.
of the kids, right?
I say no for high school.
Right. I get it.
No for high school. Now,
That's good to hear from you.
No
It's good
for
to hear
high
from him.
school.
Yeah, right.
Nah.
And I hear you with you, and I'm not doing it to be super controversial, but
Yeah, you are.
Not only did he say you are, not only did Tyler say yeah, you are, but he looked up. He said yeah, you are.
but I'm saying you saying you're taking the purity out of it, but we just discussed AAU ball. So how much purity is there to begin with?
There's none with AAU.
Yeah.
That's the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Somebody, AAU coach might see this and say, "Man, that's bullcrap, man. What is what it is."
Right.
Right.
So,
Right.
because you look at AAU circuits, how many kids go play with 5 or 6 teams during the summer?
Exactly.
Right.
So all you're doing is starting to open Pandora's box now.
Absolutely.
So like the kids that you're gonna start getting kids that are on top of the echelon or whatever, and then the other kids that maybe deserve a shot at college gonna get left behind,
Yeah.
Right.
and or may never get that shot for college. So now they just stuck here.
Right.
So they don't need to get paid in high school. Go
How
behind the
y'all
school,
doing?
get education.
How y'all do with y'all social media? with the social media for your basketball team and the social media with your kids, how you keep regulations on some of that, and because they got to portray themselves, like you said, they're a business now. So how you help them regulate that?
We didn't have to deal with that. We didn't deal with that when we were playing ball like that.
But we did say whatever we wanted to say and did whatever we wanted to do. It just was
cameras and all of that. It was no
exactly.
I have access to majority of the Twitter accounts and different things like that.
Oh, that's what's up.
I got eyes everywhere.
Right.
So when they mess up, I call them out on it.
Right.
But I tell them whatever you post, that's what they see. Mm-hmm. So if you post stupidity, that's what they see, stupidity. And that's what they're going to, this kid's just stupid. Not saying kids are stupid.
Right.
Just some of the things that they do is stupid.
Right.
So like you just try to tell them, like, that's your resume. What you put on Twitter, what you put on the internet, that's your resume. That's what people go by. So, like, if you're a college coach, say in Minnesota, and you don't want to spend that money, or you don't have the budget to come down there, look on Twitter. This kid in Louisiana. You see stupid stuff on the page, well, I'm not going to look at this kid no more.
Right.
But if you got your business stuff on if you say you're a basketball player and you love this, that's what you're going to have on there. I'm not saying you can't have fun as a kid and stuff like that, but you're not ordinary because you're trying to accomplish something. So you have to do certain stuff.
Right, absolutely.
Now, if you just want to be like everybody else, be like everybody else. Just don't expect to get that outcome that you expecting and stuff like that. So I just tell them the pros and cons of it, and you're a young man.
See, I think that's the fine line on it, because that's actually how they get in the NIL deals. It's social media.
Yep.
It's
so
true.
if they ain't popping on social media, if they ain't doing all the TikTok dances, if they ain't coming out doing the latest thing, showing all these sneakers every Friday,
See,
that's the balance of it, of knowing when to turn it on and when to turn it off, because social media take over a lot of kids' life.
It does. Like you can see some of them kids on social media, they posting drugs, guns.
Yep.
Yeah, body,
stuff like that. So, like, you won't just watch what you're doing. Doing them different dances, that's cool. That's funny looking at that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But when you start getting to the other stuff, that's the issue. Yeah. And the other part come out, you ain't got if your friends are allowing you to do that, that's not your friends.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You need to change yourself.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm your partner, I'm not gonna let you do nothing stupid. I'm gonna call you out on your stupidity.
Right.
Now you keep doing it. That's your problem.
Right. I once again, bro, I applaud you, bro. I think it's important to have a coach with a mindset like yours. We talk about it a lot doing the podcast with Doug, working with some of the young kids, and Dante, and we all work with the young kids. But just having that mindset, it's crazy how much you have to change. I don't even say raising them, but just training them in a certain way. Like, you have to talk about social media, and it's crazy. But telling them that that's their resume, that's their social, their fingerprint right there. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna follow them everywhere. I think it's very, very important. So once again, I applaud you for that. Just giving them the good advice that they need to have to know what's what and what's coming. You know what I'm saying? Right. There's so many people that don't have that. They don't have that guidance. You know what I'm saying? And some of them just living off of just their talent. You know what I'm saying? Now we need to come back, calm down, because some people will skip over you being talented just because you have a bad situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just bad attitude or whatever. So I think that's dope, man, to have a conversation. I'm interested, man, in he giving keys about this NIL stuff, bro. Yeah. And I'm interested. We're gonna talk over air, because I'm interested in some things that possibly could go in place for some of these college athletes if somebody not own it yet. But also, if it does, even though I know, the consensus right now is no for the high schoolers, even if it does trickle down, some things that could be put in place for them. You know what I'm saying? Even if to help them go to college and stuff like that. So that's another conversation. We'll talk over that. I think it's dope.
What to you is, we talked a lot about the, having to be disciplined, having to be, the I guess the fiber of being a coach. What are the things that you absolutely love about coaching? Like, what is it that keeps you in it? What keeps you going in it? Like, what are the things that you love about being a coach?
Well, I'm gonna give you a story that made me. This before I coached in high school, I was coaching AAU. Mm-hmm. Man, I had a kid, not gonna call his name. We were going to Lafayette to play in a tournament, and we were crossing the Chavalai Bridge. Mm-hmm. And this kid says, "Coach, are we in Texas?" And I'm just looking like, oh, we in Texas. I'm laughing to myself on the inside, but I'm just looking like, oh, we in Texas. Man, we going to Lafayette. We still in Louisiana.
Right.
And this kid has never been outside of Gonzales.
Wow.
And just talking to the kid, explaining stuff to the kid is like, when you see what you're saying and showing this kid is making a difference in this kid's life,
Ain't nothing like
that gives me my satisfaction. Like I don't like the kid don't have to tell me thank you for nothing or anything. Just to see that you're paying attention, that you're observing, that you're learning, that you're improving, that you're being better as a player and a man. That's all the things that I need, and that shows me that everybody might not get what you're saying at that point in time.
Absolutely.
But just to see that you could touch a kid to help them out, that's my main purpose of coaching. Right. Like most people, I want to win. Everybody want to win, but you're not. It's very few that's going to win. And be honest with you, who won a state championship 10 years ago for high school football or basketball? Nobody knows. Right. So that ring gonna get rusty. That trophy gonna get dirty. So you have to have a legit reason to why you coach. If you're just coaching, just say I won a state championship, I won these games. You're eventually gonna get ticked off or frustrated with people and stuff like that. So it's like you're gonna be unhappy. You're gonna be unhappy with what you're doing.
Right.
And like, I don't like lose. I'm a sore loser.
Right.
But as long as I can see I'm making a difference in these kids' lives, I will continue to coach. Once I see it's not making a difference or I'm not reaching them, I will step back. Right. I'm not getting in the way of kids reaching their goals or anything like that.
Straight up.
Just to follow up, like what are some things that you learn about yourself through coaching, and like how do, like you said, I know you do take. I mean, like anybody else that really care about this, you take losses tough. Like how do you end it at the door of your office and don't bring it home?
Well, when you talk about what I learned myself, I learned how to communicate better. Cause I had a quick temper, so I was type of you did something or said somebody like I'm just blowing up right there. I'm not communicating it's gonna be F-bomb. It's not gonna be good. So I learned first how to control my temper, how to control myself, how to take a step back, visualize everything, picture everything, think of the pros, the cons, consequences, and different things like that. Making certain statements or doing certain things. Also, I learned how to communicate better with people as it's not just going to be my way all the time, or it's not going to be this way.
Right.
So let me, or if I say something, I might know what I'm saying, but you don't know what I'm saying.
Right.
So I had to figure out a way to communicate better with you so that both of us have the same understanding and we know where we both going.
Yeah. Right.
So that's the two things that I learned about myself. And what was the last part of you said?
I was saying, like, I know you take losses stuff. I've been around you. So, but how do you end it at the door of your office, and that you're not taking this home, and like, so that you can be, actually present with your kids when they talking to you. You're not thinking about, well, dang, in the third quarter we wouldn't have, we would have set that back screen.
What I do after, like, if we win the game, that's the game for them to celebrate, the kids to celebrate. Y'all won that game. Yeah. Right. I'm just helping you put you in a position. You won that game. So I give myself 10, 15, 20 minutes to celebrate. Yeah, we won, blah, blah, blah. But what did we do wrong?
I got it.
Then once I figure that out, once I write that down, I close that notebook. That's it.
That's a wrap.
If we lose, I'm going to be heated for about 30 minutes.
30
minutes. We lose, give me 30 minutes. Yeah. Give me 30 minutes, some water. Grown up water. Grown up water. And then I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna try to analyze what we did wrong.
Right.
And see what we can correct. Because sometimes you lose a game, you just lose because the team better than you. Yeah. They executed better than you. They were just better than you. So your team could have did everything we could have done everything probably we could right. But we just lost. Yeah. So you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Yep.
You got to just look at it, analyze it. What can I do to get better? Because once you lose, it's in the past now. What can I do to fix it to prevent it from happening in the future? So once I figure that out, or if I don't figure it out that night, man, I'm leaving it alone. I'm not gonna sit there and give myself a headache, high blood pressure trying to do that.
Right.
I got people depending on me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now I didn't gave you everything I got. I'm trying to figure out to help you. That's the end of it. So when I leave out that office door and close it, I don't think about it no more.
Right.
I don't talk about it no more. So like if me and my coaches go out after a game to say get something to eat, I don't want to talk about the game.
Right.
I'm not. No, it's over with.
It's over. It's gone.
You can't do nothing about it. Now why am I sitting and get frustrated for? You about to make me mad again? Now I'm gonna start hollering at y'all again. So, no, I just let it go. So when I get home, and I see my kids smiling saying "Daddy," I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm good to go. I'm good to go.
Doesn't matter.
Now once I wake back up and get that at school in the morning, we got problems. Let's go. But once I leave, that's it, man. That's it.
One more question, then we're gonna start talking about because we need to talk about some of these.
I'm glad we got a basketball savant too.
Right.
After you say something, I got a question.
That's what's up. So I got one more question, Tyler.
All right, what you got?
We grew up together. You're a few years younger than me.
Right.
Tyler's my cousin. So for all y'all know, Tyler's my cousin. But we kind of grew up together. I remember us, coming up at Gonzales Middle School, EA, all that good stuff.
Right.
When did it hit you that, because we never really thought that stuff probably when we were younger, but when did it hit you that, one, you wanted to coach, but then like you even going for the coaching job at EA? You know what I'm saying? Like when did it hit you that you know what, I want to coach? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and I know it kind of goes along with your other story about training, but like when did it hit you? Like,
well, I'm gonna say life hit me first. First semester of college at University of New Orleans. My behind didn't want to go to class. So I got to pay to go to school.
Right.
So I get that report card after that first quarter.
Yeesh.
Lord Jesus, help me.
I wrote my first one too.
My dad say, "You don't bring that stuff up. You gonna work. I ain't gonna work.
He don't play.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm not disciplined enough. So I moved back home, made the decision to move back home to get myself straight with school and everything like that. But for as basketball wise, like once I graduated high school, my brother and I started the Jaguars in 2005.
Oh wow, okay.
So I didn't coach then. I just watching different things like that. And I got into coaching by default because we added more teams as we went along, and like we need a coach.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
So I was like, okay, I help out and stuff like that.
Yep.
But when I started doing it, I enjoyed it. But I still had to learn about myself because I still was trying to coach how I played, and you can't do that.
Right.
So, but as time went, I like, man, it's something that I like doing and stuff like that. And so after a while, then I was like, got on with Coach Allman at EA. Got over there. Then I like, you know what, this might be something I want to do. I know I had to go into teaching and stuff. I didn't have my own teaching certification and everything like that, so I had to go back to school, get my teaching certification and stuff. I had to put myself in the position to be able to get that EA job. I couldn't just go in there and just say I want the job.
Right.
Like most people feel that if they know somebody or they do that, you just get it. No, you gotta be qualified.
Absolutely.
So assistant coach with Coach Alman for a while. Then when he left, I still wasn't certified, so I couldn't.
Right.
It was open, so I couldn't get the job. I wasn't qualified.
Right.
So I was able. A school came to me and they allowed me to coach without having my certification and stuff. So once I got my certification, I need to be full time.
Right.
So full circle, get back to East Ascension, be an assistant coach. I'm not in my mind. I'm not thinking head coach.
Right,
I'm just if I'm working for you, what can I do to help you be better?
Absolutely.
Or what can I do to help improve you?
Yep.
And at the same time, I'm gonna get better because I'm gonna learn stuff from you. I'm gonna learn what to do, what not to do, what I like, what I don't like, different things like that. So then when the opportunity presented itself, I had everything that I needed. I felt that I was ready.
Perfect timing, man.
That was it.
That was it, man.
I got one more.
I love it.
How can you help your assistants get those head coaching jobs when they become available?
What I do with my assistants is like sometimes I let them write up the practice plan. Like you do it. This is what we need to work on. You do it. You have to allow your assistant coaches the freedom to be able to make a mistake here and there, but you still watching. You're not nitpicking everything, but you allowing them just to get their hands out there and stuff like that to learn how to run a program. Because most people think for high school it's just I know college and NFL whole different, but it's more than just coaching basketball. Because you got to worry about the schoolwork. You got to worry about off the court. It's more than like you got to worry about your raising money. You got to worry about ordering this, doing that, making sure that everything is in the system. So it's more to it than just basketball. Yeah. So you got to give them a taste of all that. You got to give them free reign. You just got to try to teach them the ins and outs and allow them to go out there and do it. Yeah. And like, if I trust my assistant coach and something come out, man, go apply for the job. I'm not gonna sit there and try to hold you back. Right. I'll be stupid to try to hold you back. Right. If you ready to go, I'll put a word in for you. Yeah. So I want my assistant coaches. I'll be happy if my assistant coach left me every year. Wow. Right. I will be happy because I'm not gonna sit there and hold you back for what, man. Go do you go.
That means your system working too.
That's true.
Hey, shout out your assistant coach. I know you said Jamon.
Man, my assistant coaches, I got Crandell Williams, Jamon Skidmore, and I got I don't want to say his big head boy name, but that's my dog though, man. Randall Lawrence. Hey, me and Randall go at it every time, but that's my boy, man. I got a new assistant coach this year. Used to play ball at EA. I was able to coach him for one year at EA. Cole Hatcher.
Yeah, Cole. Right.
So he's on the staff with me this year. So
yeah, shout out to Crandell, man. I remember Crandell, man. That's a lot of my basketball upbringing. I remember him playing with my brother. Yeah, so shout out to him, man. That's dope, man.
So yeah, I don't have your traditional coaching staff what everybody has because most people got their coaches on campus with them and different things like that. None of my coaches are on campus. All of them got other jobs and stuff like that. So it's what I would pat ourselves on the back, which I normally don't do. What we do with the kids, I would say is a good job for us. Not really
having everybody right now, right?
Yeah. So
right. That's what's up, man.
I'm glad we got a basketball savant.
Let's go, man. Come on,
I'm not gonna say all that, but you know.
No. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Klay Thompson.
Oh, trigger word.
Is he
trigger word?
Hey,
I gotta say it like you said it. Say it like you said it, Doug. Say it like y'all said it last week.
I'm gonna say it.
Say it like y'all said it.
Hey, Dante, what I told you. Hey, I'm with you. Hey, Dante, I'm with you on this,
y'all
Dante.
Swag, pull your mic up. Say it like you said it. Say it like you said it last week, because I want to clear it up, guys. All right. Go ahead.
Klay Thompson. Is he a bucket getter? All right.
No, that ain't what y'all said.
They switching it up.
Wait,
that ain't what y'all said.
Switching it up.
That ain't what y'all said.
Yes, we did.
No, it's not what y'all said.
Okay, well, same thing. All right, Klay Thompson. Forget that. You may put words in my mouth.
I know what y'all said.
I know exactly what I said. We said both. Nah, I'm gonna say everything we said.
Go ahead, go for it.
I'm first off.
Let's go.
I
told y'all I wasn't turning up.
Yeah, bro.
I hit him on the phone and said I ain't turning up today.
Hey, we got Lambo. I'm Dynamite Doug. What's that? I'm Dynamite Doug.
Let's go, Doug.
First off, all right, before I was rudely interrupted for somebody who can't show up the podcast on time. All right.
The evergreen is off the rails.
Klay Thompson. It's all in one. Is he a top 75 player of all time, or is he somebody just is a great catch and shoot guy? So we have this debate. Me and Dante. That's what I said.
Y'all say he can't create his own shot.
No,
top 75. I said top 75.
Can I say?
No, you're not. Because you answered my question.
No, we talking about top 75 after. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give you that.
But I said
when we ended last week, Tyler.
They said they can't.
They said that Klay Thompson cannot get a bucket for himself.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that.
Dante said it.
Dante said it. No, I did not say that.
He can't create his own shot.
I guess the same thing.
I'll stand on it.
Can he create? Can he? Like, do you consider Klay Thompson like he can just create his own shot by himself? Like, can he just? Hey, here you go, Klay. Take the ball and do your thing.
On what level are you comparing it to? Are you comparing it to like a James Harden?
That's all I'm saying.
I was just.
Now we talking levels. That's different.
We did not talk Dante. Did we talk levels?
No, we did not.
We did not talk levels.
I'll tell you if I said this. I said Klay Thompson's not no Kyrie Irving or no AI. We know that already.
Those are on different. Kyrie Irving, AI, James Harden. I'm not saying they are elite, but the ball handling skills that they have are extraordinary. That's ridiculous.
All right.
So that's crazy.
This is true.
That's crazy. So
He not that. We know he not that.
Nowhere close to that. Nobody in the NBA like really close to that.
Right.
So like, can he create his own shot? What you mean getting to the basket or creating a jump shot or what?
Yes.
He said Dante. So I'm gonna say Dante because Doug reneging on it right now. So I don't think you jumped.
I'm not reneging.
I don't think you jumped at the end.
Because he
Dante
reneging
said that
because he
Klay
looked at the
Thompson
text
is
message
solely
today.
catch and shoot.
No, that's not what I said. I said he is an elite catch and shoot guy because he is. I said he is an elite 3-and-D guy.
Did you say he couldn't get his own bucket?
Yes.
Okay, but
I'm not gonna say he can't get it.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so
I'm not gonna say he could be consistent with getting his own bucket.
We're not gonna go to him
I'm
first.
not gonna say on that team I'm going to Steph first, obviously, because
Obvious.
obviously I'm going to Steph, but my next person is Klay.
But okay, so in
Can
that
Klay be the main focus of a team?
That's what I was about to ask you.
I believe so.
wow.
Come on,
It's the same
believe
debate.
so.
It's the same debate.
Come on, let's go.
It's the same thing.
Let's go.
Why you think Klay could be the man on the team?
Would you put more Klay in the vein of say a Reggie Miller, or more in the vein of a Ray Allen? And are those two separate things?
Hold on, which Ray Allen? Because when Ray Allen came to the league, Ray Allen was a dog.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because we was just having this one today.
That is false.
two of them.
That is false. I sent everybody in the group today text message.
This is what I was telling you.
Ray Allen was not a dog when he first came in the league. Go look up his first 7 years in the NBA. Matter of fact, you ain't got to look it up. I got it right here for you.
Hey, where you from?
I'm from New Orleans.
Go back to New Orleans.
I'm telling you right now.
So he wasn't a dog.
You emotional.
No,
just
I'm
like
not.
this what I
See,
text.
see,
This
this is what I was telling you.
about Ray. Listen to me. Listen to me. Let me tell you why though. Let me tell you.
Wait.
I'm not saying you're an emotional person. I'm saying you're emotional about Ray Allen.
No, I'm not.
Why?
You know why?
Why?
Because he got game.
What?
You grew up watching him
Jesus
with
Shuttlesworth?
UConn.
He was
Yeah,
Jesus Shuttlesworth?
that's why. He was Jesus.
I don't care about no. He got game.
You attached to Ray Allen more than you attached to Ray Allen stats, dog.
No, I'm not.
So read the stat.
No, he carried the Bucks to a Game 7 Western Conference Final.
Y'all noticed that text?
He did not carry the book. I sent the
Who
stats.
said carry the buck? I didn't. Did that
He just said
no.
He just said it. I'm
You said
saying
he, but you pointed at me. No,
I'm pointing at him.
But no,
But
you
I'm
said
telling you.
I'm emotional. No, I'm not.
I'm telling you, everybody in this age bracket is emotional
But
about Ray Allen because of who he was on TV.
I'm asking you, but I said which Ray Allen.
All right, so the first year Ray Allen, 7.4 points a game. Nah.
Listen.
8.2 points a game his second season. 10.7 his third season. 12.2 his fourth. 12.2 his fifth. 13.2 his sixth. 13.5. This is his point average per game. 13.5 his 7th year in the league. Then he had a 5-year span and he went off. I'll rest my case.
See, that's what happened when you don't let people finish explaining what they're saying when
See?
All right, go ahead.
So you telling me?
I'm not telling you nothing.
I'm not worried about the stats. See, stats are fake.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so the Ray Allen that came in the league to start it off was the same Ray Allen that finished in Miami.
Nope.
Yes or no?
No.
It's a yes or no question. Ain't
no,
maybe.
no.
Nah, he did.
No. That's all I said. I said it's a yes or no question. I ain't say everything else.
No.
Okay then. So when he came into the league, Ray Allen dribbled the ball, dunked the ball, played defense, everything else. Look, he turned into a shooter towards the end.
Correct.
So that's why
He been a pure shooter though.
That's why, but he didn't turn like he could shoot the ball, but he wasn't technically known for that.
Yeah.
Until later on in his career. But
I
that's what I'm saying.
I think he was known for that at UConn.
At UConn, yes, but we talking about
Because that's what they needed at UConn.
I get that.
We talking
but
about-
he a team player. It's a team sport.
So the team sport affects your stats. But anyway,
Okay.
So when
But he
got
only
to the,
had 6 years that he dominated.
but he went.
and one of them he got hurt.
But I'm saying though, yes, at UConn he was a shooter. But when he got to the league, his game changed. Then as he got older and started getting injury prone, then he had to pull the shooting back out. That's why I'm asking you what Ray Allen
And that's exactly what I'm saying.
Think about
We
something.
talking about Ray Allen at the end.
At the end?
right?
Okay.
But I'm also talking about Ray Allen at the beginning because he was very comparable to Ray Allen at the end. So if we're talking about a 7-year span here and a 7-year span at the end, the middle 6 years, in one of those years he was hurt, I'm saying he was dominant for a 5-year period.
Okay.
Men lie, women lie. Numbers in your eyes don't.
I got
Numbers
y'all
lie,
making
dog. Like
y'all making
you
me say
got
something different. Not
like
I'm not saying the man not a Hall of Famer.
if you looking at solid stats is one thing. you gotta look at. I like, as much as people fuss about it, like, you got to look at analytics now. You have it available to you.
But it wasn't then.
But
the
I'm saying,
Allen you talk about had no analytics, dog.
But the same
how
rules
we
still
changing the
apply.
narrative in the conversation, though?
Okay.
We can't change the narrative in the conversation.
Go back to the main question. What the main question was again?
Is what was it about? I forgot now. Ray
So-
Allen.
No, we talking-
Is he more
Clay Thompson.
like
It's about
Ray
Clay
Allen?
Thompson.
Is he
It's
more
really
like
about Clay
Ray
Thompson.
Ray Allen?
And what
or
Ray-
Reggie
and more-
Miller?
is he more of
Ray
a-
Allen,
But
Ray
hold on, before we get off Ray, y'all making me see something now, because even watching Ray now that I'm seeing it coming up and I'm paying attention to, even though we debating on it, how much his game actually changed throughout the course of because you don't really see it do that. For instance, you see some people play, but you never see some people that were hoopers or whatever you want to call them turn into top-notch shooters all the time.
And what do we talk about all the time? We say you got to come back with something different.
Yeah, come back with something
When
different.
we used to talk about
He did
Bron,
every
when
year.
we used to talk about Bron,
Absolutely.
we used to say, all right, Bron,
Who you say?
LeBron.
He ain't no
ain't no Bron fan.
He work on his game, though. He work on his game every offseason.
You can see,
Yeah, he does.
okay.
Jordan had to do that.
He came
Jordan
back.
came back with something new every year.
Bron came back out and shot 57% from behind the 3-point line.
Right.
Like, this is what, like, but this is what I'm saying truly separates great players,
Right.
players that can evolve their game and they can
So
they
that's
can
the
pull
point.
out.
So
That's all I'm
Clay
saying.
Thompson? Can Clay Thompson?
That's what I don't
One
see
more-
out of Klay
one more-
Thompson.
one more-
I do not see it
I
out
get
of
it.
Klay.
I can't say that
If
about
you-
Clay
if you
because I
take-
thought
if
Clay
you
was
take-
trash when he first came in.
I feel like this.
He's been in the same vein as a player.
I feel like this.
He can't,
Clay is in the position, as in all, I would say, the majority of NBA players are. I would say Clay is in a position whereas he's doing what's asked of him.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need you to do nothing but shoot the doggone basketball. What did he do in college?
Yeah.
Did anybody remember in college?
Yeah.
He was able to put
Washington
the,
State, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
he put the ball on the floor.
Yeah.
He attacked the basket. He created his own shot.
Right.
The last NCAA tournament game.
So yes, so he can, if needed, be that person. But we don't see. We arguing like it's good argument. We have fun doing it. But you don't know what's being asked of him.
Right.
So
That go back to high school,
So Clay
too.
could be a number one in somewhere. He could be a one somewhere. A number like they could build a team around.
See,
him.
when people,
I wanted that with the Pelicans. That's what I wanted with the
when we
Pelicans.
say number one, I'm not. When we say number one, are we talking about your elite number
No,
one,
you said-
or
you
just
said-
a regular number
you
one?
said earlier-
Number one on the NBA
Could-
team.
could
Could he be the number one on the Pelicans right now? If he wasn't injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the number one. Could he be the number one on the Rockets? I just went seeing them last Friday. He definitely could be the number one on the Rockets.
They got some little
That-
young.
that
They got some
young-
young
Hey,
ones.
was-
hey,
was
that
it
boy
young-
cocked so far back the other
was it-
night.
was it young-
The
was
young
it
boy,
Missed the
though.
dunk,
Jalen
and everybody
Green?
stood
Yeah,
up.
Jalen Green.
Boy,
He-
I had to go buy the jersey for the kid right after that.
I would like to see how you develop.
Yeah.
I would like to see how you.
But I
develop.
like what's his name? The other boy on that team, Porter. Yeah.
Nice, tough
But
guy,
can
too.
you give the keys to Klay Thompson? Can a franchise give the keys to Klay Thompson? Say, here, take us to the promised land.
If you're going to do right by him.
And you
And
gotta
what
build a team. You gotta build a team.
what I
Build a
mean,
team.
but you got to build a team around him because you it don't matter how good of a LeBron James, for example.
like we hit a toast.
He's the top of basketball, but he still has to have a team around him. No matter how great you are, you still had to have a team. Michael Jordan still had to have a team around him.
Absolutely.
I sent that in
Absolutely.
text today.
Yep.
You still have to have a team around you. So like, you could compare Klay Thompson to Devin Booker then. Devin Booker brought his team to the. They ain't win it, but he brought it.
But
No,
hold on,
he
Tom.
has a
But
team.
see, that's the conversation I'm having. That's the conversation I'm talking about because we're gonna say consensus that Devin Booker nicer than Clay.
You know why? And I think that's the
Now,
problem in the
hold on,
conversation. I think that's the problem in the conversation.
Are we-
The problem in the conversation is not that he's only a 3-and-D player. The conversation should be, could he be a full-time isolation player in his own offense? That's the conversation y'all trying to have.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not about. It's not about. You see what I'm saying?
But see,
It's not about that.
But that's what I'm saying. We're gonna say that Devin Booker, because he got a turnaround jumper and he got a package.
Isolation player.
No,
But that's what
isolation player.
that's what you've seen from him because that's what's asked of him.
But
And
see,
that's what he get opportunity to do.
but see,
Devin Booker
the
in
reason,
Kentucky was a spot-up shooter off the bench.
Yes, off the
I think
bench.
the conversation need to change.
no.
See,
bro.
the reason
It's about
why
isolation players.
the reason I get to this point is because I've seen Clay's whole career. I've been a grown man Clay's whole career.
Right.
Right. when he had the opportunity to leave Golden State and have that chance, he chose. I don't begrudge him either way.
Right.
To leave or stay.
Right.
You're getting paid either way. You're getting paid a handsome NBA contract either way.
Regardless of what we think.
Right. Regardless of what go on this
night.
night.
Live in California.
So you chose to stay and not and now you getting Durant coming in.
Right. Right. Which.
Right. And then you got to deal with Draymond.
Right.
I don't know if your personality you have the personality to go and be that dog. You know, I'm not saying he does or he doesn't, but I does. But when you had the opportunity to,
that's something internal.
That's just adding another layer to it.
Yeah.
But if we're just looking at,
if I'm looking at pure skill set, yes.
Hey, Tyler,
But the personality got to be there to do that.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna this level. We done went 3-4 levels. I'm going back to the very first level, and I just want to make sure we got this answer clear, because it was said that Klay Thompson cannot create his bucket.
I think he can.
That's all I wanted to get to.
But okay, when you say create a
you
bucket,
said he was a what? You said what you call Tyler?
I said,
What you call Tyler? A basketball?
savant.
Okay.
I think he
I
can.
just want to make sure.
But listen,
I expect a statement like that. I expect a statement like that from like Dennis Rodman or something.
NBA, anybody can. When you say can create a shot, that's
say-
anybody in NBA can do that. Danny Green, I'm pretty sure Danny Green could create a shot in North Carolina.
Danny Green.
He couldn't in North Carolina. Danny, thank you. And NBA,
right. This is a North Carolina fan. This is a North Carolina fan, fanatic
But
fan.
listen,
But talk
let
about
me
that.
finish my statement.
Dynamite Doug back.
He is.
Dynamite Doug back.
He said Klay Thompson can get his bucket. Get a
Go
bucket.
viral.
Big energy. Big energy.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Big energy.
But it's good.
He said Klay Thompson can get a bucket at Washington State. Okay, Danny Green and North Carolina can go off the dribble, but for some reason in the NBA, Danny Green looked like he was dribbling bricks when he put the ball on the floor. He looked horrible.
It's all about finding your niche in the NBA.
And that's something to do with the team that you end up with, the coaching, and all that, who you playing with, and all that stuff, right? Because I was about to ask about Ray. So what is it? I guess it was just coming at the time the Bucks wasn't really on nothing. The Bucks wasn't really. If I'm remembering right, the Bucks wasn't really on nothing.
And didn't he have the transition also from?
From Seattle, because it was in
Seattle.
Seattle
shut down.
Him and
Rashard
Lewis.
Yep.
And Rashard Lewis was getting buckets.
So is Klay top 75? Should he be in that list?
I got a few people I put on that before him.
I don't like the list.
Yeah, see that.
Because this is my thing. If you're going to make a top 75,
First it was 76.
it's very hard to do that because you're going to leave people out. Right. And my thing is, if you're going to do top 75, pick top 75 from different eras. Like, give a year range. I'm going to pick my top 75 or top 20. Because you leaving people out. You ain't got Grant Hill on that list.
Nope.
You ain't got Tracy McGrady on that list.
You don't.
So,
Tracy McGrady, Hall of Fame, ain't he?
So all these like how we argue. All of it's opinion based. Everything will be your own opinion about something. You're gonna see it differently. So that top 75 is gonna be different for everybody.
Right.
But like
So
you said,
it's
You do 2 or 3 eras, like before Jordan and after Jordan.
All right, since we're doing eras, then in his era, I don't know what era.
If you did a top 75,
he top 20. No, that's the
Clay. You not saying top 20?
top 20
In this era?
In this era.
Am I including Allen Iverson and them in this era?
what is his era?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You got to
Where does era start at?
You got to pick a time frame.
Let's go.
You got to pick a time frame.
Yeah,
Let's go post Jordan.
Post Jordan.
Let's go after Jordan. So
After-
I'm talking about after Wizards Jordan.
So after Wizards Jordan ends.
Yeah, not
So that's
Bulls Jordan.
2004 and up.
2004.
Shout out Rip Hamilton, man.
Wizards.
That's LeBron's first year.
So LeBron first year.
That's LeBron's first year.
LeBron first year. LeBron first year
So
on to now.
Before we keep talking about that, so we going from Jordan era to Kobe era then.
Yeah.
Then you go to LeBron era. Y'all better not skip over Kobe.
No, I'm saying no. We just saying that's LeBron first year in the league.
Kobe almost in both eras.
Right. I'm just making sure.
Kobe like both eras.
I'm just making sure.
We can stop at Kobe if we wanted to and go from Kobe, post Kobe to whatever, right?
I'm just making sure because people always want to leave Kobe out the conversation.
Oh, no.
Talk about
No,
Jordan.
you know I don't. You know I
You're
don't.
100% right. You're 100% right. It just so happened that the year that Jordan finished was LeBron first year.
Kobe was in that era.
But Kobe's in that era.
Kobe was in that era.
So you still
Kobe
talking
was
about
in both eras.
I'm just saying.
You still talking about Kobe, T-Mac was still playing, right? Vince?
I'm not worrying about the rest of them, just saying Kobe.
Well, we know who his number one is. We know who his number one is.
Kobe your number one? Kobe your number one, Tyler?
What? In
the Kobe era.
Like, no, I'm talking about in GOAT talk. What? We can't Jordan.
In the top 20 at post Jordan.
Hold up.
Top
He
20
just said
post-up.
GOAT talk. GOAT talk, I'm going.
Oh boy.
Kareem then MJ. But if you talking about if you talking about Jordan going to obviously start off this, if you including him in this era, he's gonna start it off, just go down from there, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, but Clay top.
Let's
Top
Let's
30.
Let's throw names. Come on.
Well, we ain't about to name.
Nah, we gonna be forever. You got.
Well, top 30.
I just want to try to get 20.
Paul,
I just want to try to get 20. Let's try
Anthony
to get 20
Davis,
people.
LeBron
You got a whole
James.
bunch of them.
That's what I'm saying. Clay Thompson probably top 50 in this era. Like,
So that's what I'm saying. How you gonna get in top
75? You ain't never hear me
75?
say he was top 75 on nothing.
Top
Man,
50.
see, we should
In
have.
that-
Before that, we had to come back to that. We had to hey, y'all get this is the time frame we going.
Yep.
Each of us come back with a list.
Oh, I could do that.
Oh, we can do
Do
that.
that next podcast.
We say this year to this year. That's what we're gonna stop it.
I could do that.
Everybody come with a top 30, 40, 50.
Hey, we'll do a
do that.
special. We'll do a top. We'll do a top 50. We'll pick a number. We'll put it out there. We'll do a special. We'll come back and we'll do it. It may not be like an episode. We'll just do like a special
Yeah,
for people.
just-
We'll do a special.
Because about this list and people that made, everybody then made they, but like you said, you're a defensive guy, and the Kimber Mutombo didn't make this list. Dwight Howard didn't make this list.
Those two names should have made it before James Harden.
Ooh.
James Harden should not be on that list.
That man is an elite free throw.
I do not.
Hey, I like that.
Hey, no, why y'all clowning? That boy number 26 in history. He number 26
But
of
see,
free
that-
throw attempts, and nobody around him is close to. We talking. It's like LeBron up at the top of this because he plays so many games.
Yeah.
But then there's nobody around him that's in his era.
See that go back to the eras and how they officiate.
We was talking about that.
If Harden played in the era where they didn't let him get away with all that got doggone flopping,
Right.
is he
Like this year.
is he that scorer?
So-
Nah, he's
so-
in the CBA.
No. So I got a
He's
question.
in the CBA.
I said
If he was in the other, era.
Is he-
Dang.
Tyler, no.
Because think about
Hold on.
it.
Wait a
He,
minute.
them boys was really fouling like football players.
Right.
No, I
I'm
think
not
he's
gonna
not
say
playing like
I'm
that.
not gonna say it goes to the
Yeah, I think he's
hard
still in the
nose
NBA.
fouler, but I'm saying, does he get those points that he get with that flopping?
You seen that this year?
I think he's still in the NBA, but I think he Oklahoma City, James Harden. And watch this. I was telling him, me and Swag were talking today because I'm looking at what's going on with him now. I watched him wrap arms with people a couple times, and they didn't call it yet this year.
They didn't.
And I'm saying this. So James, because one time they got disrespectful one year. One year they got disrespectful. They were talking about James Harden, a better scorer than Kobe Bryant, and they started talking about it got real disrespectful.
That's when they crossed the line
the
right
best
there.
scorer of all times,
Nah,
right?
you're going too far with
They
that.
got real
Way too
disrespectful.
far.
But what I'm saying is this. Okay, so it's consensus that we all believe that James Harden is a hooper,
Yeah.
right? But is he that hooper? And make you think about it now, Tyler. Like, is he that hooper that we think he is? Because
If I
We
need a
don't-
defensive stop, he ain't being on my court though.
But there it is. That's one. But then we know this too, Tyler. Playing ball, we know this. If you can't guard somebody like you need to guard them, of course the job is easier for them to score.
Correct.
Of course it's gonna be easier. So now I saw them jokers guarding Harden sideways with his on his left because they couldn't. He was doing so much stuff. Everything he was getting was a foul.
Yeah. Right.
So of course I'm gonna hoop if I got free range to get whatever I want to get whenever I want to get it.
Different.
But now when you got to play ball and let's pick some other players like a Durant got to hoop every night and he hoop regardless of what the
Durant
call
is
or
just a
not the
hooper.
call, right?
He's a hooper.
And we can go down the list of different ones that you got to hoop regardless of whether you get the call or not, and you still gonna drop 30 or 40 on somebody's head. That's a hooper.
Right.
But here's my question concerning that. Like you said, like if Harden would play, I'm just asking. 'Cause I'm curious. Curious. Why is it when we have these type of talks about eras and stuff like that? Like we'll say Jordan. Jordan played in this era in the era we in right now.
Right.
he would adapt. He'd be on a different way playing. He'll be, he'd been in gain the weight that he'd been lifting and stuff like that. But when we take players from the day and put them back in time, we say that no, they couldn't adjust. Like, these people still hoopers. Like these
so
people
I was
still
watching another podcast the other day, and Melo was on there. So just Google Melo, see what podcast on. Melo was talking about it, like stuff he used to tell Jordan all the time, because he on Team Jordan.
Right.
He said, "Jordan, you too small. I would have dominated you."
Jeez.
And Melo get buckets.
Jeez.
Yes.
So he said, "There's no way Michael Jordan would have been able to guard him now with the foul situation."
Jeez.
Because Michael Jordan played in the hand check league.
He said he told Jordan that?
Yeah, he said he tell Jordan that all the time.
Jeez.
But Jordan always tell him, "I'm gonna run you around the court and I'm gonna get you tired in the fourth quarter."
This is true.
Which is true, because Melo's always out of shape. He just now became skinny Melo. Like straight up.
I don't argue with people with that, but the thing is, the great ones I believe could play in any era because you see them get better every year.
Yeah.
Right.
So I believe they would adjust with the time.
That's true.
Or they would be ahead of the time.
Right.
So, like, I believe a Jordan could play in the era. I believe a Kobe could play in the era. I believe a LeBron could play in the era. I believe a Kevin Durant could play in the era.
All right, let's go, Steph.
I think LeBron would have been better in the
Let's say
older
Steph.
era than this
Steph.
era.
I'm gonna answer that Steph question. I haven't seen LeBron be like just mentally tough. Just go get it.
He ain't have to be in this era. You don't have to. What you talking about, like with the kids and
Yeah, I don't like that
situations now?
narrative.
That's what, but
That's a narrative.
I don't
Like-
know. So
You're
I
right.
can't.
You're right. That is a narrative.
But
So
you're saying
that's-
the
I
same thing because you
Are
say
we
you don't
seeing
have
them
to.
mentally
You said you
weak?
hadn't
Like,
seen it.
You
That's what I'm
don't have to.
saying. Yeah, right.
Like we seen them mentally
put it
weak,
like-
but we also seen them mentally strong too. Like we seen both sides.
We come
We seen
from
both
that.
sides.
We come from, and I know it's a narrative, but we come from that whole idea of the dog.
right.
We come from that idea of I'm
We
gonna
older
kill
than
you
them. Though.
tonight.
We older than them.
Like he
though.
has
No,
been
no,
mentally
that's
weak
true,
before.
too,
Like he
but
has
yeah.
been mentally weak before.
Right.
He's also been mentally strong before too.
Right.
And he don't give him no credit for that.
But see, here's the thing. Like even the people.
When has he been?
You
I'm
don't.
just asking. I'm just asking. When has he been mentally strong?
I mean, he was down 3-1. Game 6 against Boston.
With what team?
The Heat.
I think he was mentally strong anyway, just
Who
for,
was-
just for the situation
who-
for going back to my
who was-
from Miami to Cleveland.
who was on-
with
I
the-
don't know-
I don't know,
team?
Tyler.
Like,
I do might have to push back a little bit because I watched it.
Who was on the team?
Yeah,
Hey,
Wade,
hey,
Bosh.
Tyler.
Who?
But they ain't do nothing though.
I'm just asking you a question.
Like what they did.
I'm just
Wade and Bosh.
answer this question. If
Wade
I
and
put a
Bosh.
hurt Klay Thompson on the court, what you gonna do? You gonna ignore him or pay attention to him? It don't matter what
Klay
they
Thompson?
did. If I put Klay, no, I'm just answer this question.
I'm gonna guard him. I'm gonna guard Klay Thompson because he
You
can
gotta
shoot.
give him
He can
respect.
shoot. Yeah, he
So
shoot.
no matter if Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh wasn't doing anything, what you still have to do to them?
You got to pay attention to him, but
But think about that,
I'm
Tyler.
trying to
Like,
understand your point though.
I don't care. It's LeBron James anyway. So
That debate go on forever,
I'm just
bro.
saying. I'm messing.
I really feel though, like, because in the era we grew up, we feel like you gotta show the mental
You gotta
toughness.
show.
Right?
You gotta
I feel
show.
like he don't have to. I feel like he don't have to.
I'm
They friends.
gonna agree with you when you said when he went back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
You did have a different. You gotta have a different mindset now. I will give you that. I will give you that on that.
Right.
So, but
I got some pushback on that, but I ain't with that debate going on. Brian. Ben Simmons.
Another one.
No, we talking about mental toughness.
I ain't saying that. I just said Ben Simmons.
What
Thoughts?
about him?
Thoughts.
Sixers doing them wrong.
You think they doing it wrong?
Controversial.
Ooh, explain.
First of all, you got a big 7-footer that want to play on the perimeter. You built like a doggone defensive end. Could dominate anybody in the NBA. You could go down as the greatest center of all time. That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Because you have a skill set, but you want to stay your soft behind on the god doggone perimeter and shoot threes.
Nah, I'm gonna say that about somebody else too. But go ahead, keep going.
So why you want to blame everything on Ben Simmons? When you drafted, okay, first of all, Ben Simmons could shoot in high school. Watch plenty of the high school games.
Yep.
College-wise, I don't know who the coach was then.
Johnny Jones.
Johnny
I don't know what Johnny
that
Jones.
was a
I'm not.
pub.
I'm
That was a pub
not.
deal
I'm not.
anyway.
I know, but I'm not. I don't know what they told him, what they expected of him, or wanted him to do. So if he,
Except not get hurt.
exactly. So if he just all of a sudden
Don't go to
lost
class.
his shot, so when you get to the NBA, if you drafted him knowing he can't shoot the ball, Why you don't get shooters?
Hold on. Not only did you draft him, if he can't shoot, you paid him.
You paid him
he can shoot.
Exactly. So
It's true.
if I'm gonna pay you all that money, I need to put shooters on the team. If you're not gonna shoot it, also if I'm paying you, I have this big 7-footer down there. Get your big behind down there and dominate.
Right.
You can't blame this all on Ben Simmons.
So I gotta,
you can't.
Man, see, and that's what I'm feeling. We're not gonna go there, but I feel like that about AD as well. All right, in some instances. Last night I got kind of upset about it because, but I'm going back. I'm saying this, but I'm going back to Joel Embiid like you talking about, because everybody talking about the big man dead or the big man game is dead. Not everybody, not us, but a lot of people saying it's different. So that's why they think they point guard. I think they 7 foot.
You don't have to be.
But you can kill anybody on the block. You can kill. There's nobody. Joel Embiid. There's nobody that's gonna stop him.
Perfect
on the block.
example of just happening in the championship game, NBA championship finals.
Yep.
Giannis played on the perimeter.
Yep.
They was losing. What did he do?
Yep.
Go straight to the post.
Yep,
And what
so
could
they-
they do? They
nothing.
could not
Couldn't do
stop
nothing with
him.
him.
And see, I don't think that's necessarily Embiid problem. I think it's bigger than Embiid. Because what you just said was that's a coaching decision. That's a coaching play. Doc Rivers is not a great coach. I don't care what nobody says about him. Look at his track record.
I don't like you right now. See,
I don't care. I'm gonna back it up. I can back everything I got up.
I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna back it up.
I'm okay. NBA wise, I'm gonna say this: they are all them people getting paid millions of dollars.
Great.
So I'm coaching the team. Who do I answer to?
The owner.
Okay. What the owner want to do?
Sell tickets,
Yeah.
And
Bingo.
do what?
make money.
Make that money.
Yeah.
So what makes money for him?
The players.
Okay, but what you want to see your players do? Perform. You just want to go out there and have fun. That's all they want to do. Highlights to put people in the seats.
Yep.
Okay.
So I got a big 7-footer out there. Could dribble the ball. Oh man, I can see a big dude dribble. He can shoot it. So I
understand that.
want.
It's a show.
I don't know what Doc Rivers is telling them because sometimes in the NBA, a head coach is just a puppet from the.
It's corporation, man. It's corporation.
So how many puppets he gonna be? Is my question.
Well, I mean,
How
How many times
till
he
the
gonna be
chicks
a
dry
puppet
up?
in his career? Doc Rivers is not a good coach.
How
dog.
many $1 million you won't keep giving?
So he's a puppet. My point exactly.
You said I ain't saying it.
I said it. He's a puppet. Think about it.
But-
how many Hall of Fame players has Doc Rivers coached? Plenty.
All right.
How many championship have he won?
like one.
One.
All right, so I got a question.
That's a failing career. He keeps getting jobs because he interviews well and he was great on
Hey,
TV.
that go back to our bus conversation.
He was great on TV.
He has a failing career, but he constantly get jobs. So that's failing?
That's just like every
I'm
other
just asking the
coach.
question though. Is
That's-
that failing? Which way? I know.
Okay.
Which way are
It's
you
a
looking at it
That's
though?
2-part though. That's 2-part.
It is.
That's 2-part.
Sports wise, he's failing. Financial wise,
He's winning. He's winning. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We had on our first episode, we had the bus or not conversation.
Yeah.
That's when Kwame was talking all that noise online.
right.
He had that buzz, and that was the thing. Like, okay, you know, player wise, because we've all played sports, so we all called somebody trash before or whatever, right? But
To
then
this
it's
day
like,
still.
right to this day, right. So, but could we call it? I'm about to say somebody that makes $1 million a bus. So that's a whole other conversation. I gotta. So where is the onus on? Okay, these are grown men that's playing basketball for millions of dollars, right? They know who they are. They know whatever. When does it hit? We were talking about this yesterday with the Lakers, and I don't know if this onus is on them. When is the onus on Embiid to say, you know what? Because he can say something. You know what? I want to do this. Do he even know he need to do what you're saying?
That's a good question.
Is there an onus on him to take that up and say, you know what? We would be better if.
Man, a player, everybody plays basketball.
Yep.
You know where your strengths at and where your weaknesses at.
Is he delusional?
He gotta be. He shouldn't be on the perimeter. Like he has to see somewhere in his mind that if I go to this box, they can't stop me.
But that's still, bro. Like that still got to be.
Like,
It can't be for the whole game. He out
I'm
there
not saying-
whining.
Not even that though.
I'm just saying,
no.
like it got to
I'm
come
not
to a
saying-
point though as a
I'm not-
coach.
I'm not saying-
Scheme-wise.
It got to come to coaching
Scheme,
at
right.
some point
Right.
in a career. We ain't talking about a game. We ain't talking about a series.
But hold
we
on.
ain't talking about just a season. Embiid been trying to hang out there his whole career.
But
It got to be some kind of coaching somewhere.
And I guess
And I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day,
It's both sides to it too, because I get what Tyler's saying, I get what you're saying, because now the owners want to put butts in the seats and win tickets. Get tickets and make money.
Right.
Now, when you get to the playoffs and you have a team that can possibly win a championship, now it ain't all about putting butts in the seats
because
they're there.
Yeah.
So now is that coaching now to put players in the best position to be successful?
I watched the New Orleans Saints lose for years, put paper bags over their head. You think Tom Benson had a problem? No. Why? Because we kept on going to the games. We kept on selling them tickets. And it wasn't until, the stars aligned with the team that they had and the coaching that they had that they were able to get a Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I remember years, and I was like, well, what's going on? But it didn't matter because you're still making that paper. And for that team, I think even with them losing or whatever, all this stuff going on, that arena was still packed the other night. Ben or no Ben, you know what I'm saying, with all the drama.
Right. Now, but we saying coaching, but being a great player, don't you think you have a voice on that team?
No, absolutely.
Don't you think you have a big voice on that team?
Absolutely.
Especially in the NBA.
So is the onus on him? That's what I'm asking.
It's on both. It's on the coach and it's on him.
Because
he got to be smart. He ain't stupid. He went to Kansas. You ain't stupid.
Right.
So you can't tell me that you don't know.
Kansas was cheating then though.
You can't tell me that you can't tell me that you can't see if I get on the box I can dominate.
Right.
Yeah. You can't tell me that you won't observe the NBA and look at different things going on. Like, okay, if I get on the box, I could dominate. Nobody's saying go live down there for 4 quarters.
And it's different games, different teams you playing.
Because we were naming them in the early episode. I was like, just name premier centers. I was like you got Embiid, DeAndre Ayton might be coming along. Give him a couple of years. Jokic.
Should they pay Ayton? Should they pay DeAndre Ayton? You know what he want, huh?
He want max money.
He want Luka. He want Luka and Trae Young money.
He want max money.
In the same draft.
I need to see some more from him.
Okay.
I would give him money, but the type of money he's asking for, I need to see some more.
You know who got his money? Chris Paul got his money.
Chris Paul always get his money.
Chris Paul got the money that he asked for the contract.
Chris Paul is also the vice president, the president of the Players Association. So he set it up.
That boy said, "I'm gonna change their rule."
He played the business end of it, and he won.
I got mad the other night, man, watching AD, man, because AD does that sometimes to me. He settles for, the jump shot, and he hit him. Don't get me wrong, he dropped 30, so I'm not even talking noise about him, right? But sometimes I see him settling in certain times when I'm looking at the dude that's on you, and I know that he cannot stop you from
just kill him. Short corner, get to that box and kill him.
Just kill him. And I know it's different. But they could do so much more because when we watch people like Shaq, nobody was gonna do. And I know he's a freak, but nobody was gonna do nothing with him, and he knew, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna average 32 on 2-pointers, on layups and dunks. Yeah. No free throws.
Right.
and that's what Joel Embiid could be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Like I said, he could be the greatest center of all time. That's saying a lot. Yeah. If you just go down there and just bully people.
Even top 10 of all time is something to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
You could, bro, because that's how good he is.
You think it's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm. It hasn't happened yet, so I don't know.
And he's what? I mean, he's been in the league for some years now.
If Giannis go talk to him, maybe.
Man.
So, but I don't know.
The Lakers have a whole team of the type of players you're talking about, though. If you look at their whole roster, they all settle. They all been settling their whole career. It's a whole team of them. It ain't just AD.
You're right, bro. It been making me mad, bro, because I can't talk about it because I learned that. I learned that if we playing ball, if we ever playing ball, I don't care what position you are. If you got somebody on you that's smaller than you, everybody clear out, give me the ball. Right. That's just the way it go. Clear out, give me the ball. Let me do my thing. And the fact that Embiid does have a nice little jumper. Mm-hmm. He got a nice little 5 foot, 6 to 8 foot jumper. Like he got a nice little package. He got a package. He got a big man package too. That's the thing that I'm saying. He's not one of these big men that ain't got no. He's just catching lobs. No, he got moves. Yeah, you can give it to him and let him work. So why don't you do it? That's my biggest thing.
That's what it is. That you set up for the jump shot too much. Yeah. Like I don't mind you popping to the elbow. You can get the ball, put it on the floor. I'm good with that.
Right.
That's why I'm saying you ain't got to live in the post, but pop to the elbow, get it.
This man at the 3-point line.
Yeah. No, I don't need you at the 3-point line. I know. I don't need you there. But hey,
you being
stop blaming
also
everything on Ben Simmons.
So it's not Ben Simmons in the jump shot.
He got to shoot the ball. He got to shoot the ball. I ain't gonna say he dying. He got to at least shoot the ball. He got to shoot the ball at least. Like that layup in my mind still.
Oh man, everybody mind.
Do you think that was intentional?
By Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
I couldn't say. I'm not in the circle, so I don't know.
It was.
Well, hey, he said it was. I can't say, man. You know, so
One good spot for Ben Simmons though as a trade partner.
Oh, I got a couple.
Go ahead.
I got a few.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Are you talking
I'm
about good trade? Or are you talking about just?
I could just put him anywhere.
You can put him wherever you want to put him. Just
I'll put him with Golden State.
Okay. Who you gonna give up to?
I'd give up Wiggins.
I gotta give up people.
You gotta do something. It's the NBA. You know they gotta sign off on the trade.
You gotta match the money.
Sign off on the trade. They gotta be equal.
I'd have gave up Wiggins and Wiseman.
That's a good trade. That's a good trade. The young kid do be balling though.
Who Wiseman?
I would give him. I would give both of them up because you got the what's the other boy in summer league? I can't think of it. Got another big boy on their team. That's pretty good. I can't think of his name.
I got a question. Could I
go?
go?
You know
Man, we be going to summer league.
No, I know. I can't think of his name.
But yeah, I will give Wiggins and Wiseman up for Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons is a great facilitator. He does play defense. He rebounds.
He really play defense.
So I don't need you to shoot for Golden State. I just need you to drop dimes.
Steph and Clay.
Imagine Steph and Clay both running around the court. Because Steph already runs around the court.
You got a 6'11"
and Clay will run around the court. So it's like
ridiculous.
Could I go?
Don't get me wrong. When I bring him in, I'm gonna treat him as a broken record.
Right.
I'm going to have a therapist or somebody talking to him. Like we're gonna get that. Cause don't get me. You got to get that mental right.
Yeah,
we're gonna get that mental right, and we're gonna work on stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would bring everything in to make sure that he's successful at what he's doing. Right. So he has to be put in a situation where an organization is going to take care of him. I ain't saying cater to him or anything, but just help him to be to get to where he's supposed to be.
Right.
Could I get him straight up for Kyrie?
If you like.
Could you get him straight up for Kyrie?
And give me
at this point right
Durant.
Now, they probably do it because Kyrie don't want to take a shot.
Right. So give me Durant and Harden while Ben Simmons is this is a
what do you do? What do you do?
This is a true life stat. So he has set up the most 3-point shots, the most successful 3-point shots in the last 3 years of his career.
Who?
Ben Simmons has assisted. Okay. He's assisted the most successful 3-point shots in the league.
If it happens, what do you do?
In the last 3 seasons.
So you put him 1, Harden 2.
Durant can play. Durant can play anything.
Durant can play anywhere. Durant can play 3, 4.
I'm saying Harden.
You had to put them 1, 2.
Yeah. Because now Durant ain't got to worry about handling the ball, bringing the ball up the court.
At all.
Now you put Harden. If you put Harden at 1, you got to take Ben off the court.
Yeah. Because it ain't gonna be a survive.
So it'll be a force. Like Ben got to play 1.
Yeah, Harden 2.
And Harden got to be a 2 guard.
Yeah, Harden 2 guard.
Now I would love to see Ben play a 4.
That's what I want.
I would love to see that.
That's what I've been yelling for.
I would love to see that.
I don't know if he'll ever do it though.
I don't
know if he'll ever do it.
Probably not, but I would love to see him play a 4.
Yeah,
he would be. Yeah. He already making all those. Yeah. Like
I would love to
playing out of positionless basketball. So he would play the 4. You could solidify.
And honestly, that trade would work out for both teams because number one, Kyrie would be able to actually get on the court
right
in the state in the Philadelphia in Pennsylvania.
Right.
And number 2, that the main problem I see with Philadelphia is they clog the lane. You got 2 7-footers trying to shine. Even if Embiid was playing like y'all was saying, down on the box or in the short corner, everything like that. That's a lot of men down there, right? Kyrie being just a smaller player, number 1, and a shiftier. Not I ain't gonna say a better ball handler, a shiftier ball handler. Like he can navigate traffic better than Ben Simmons is.
Absolutely, and score, and get a bucket, right, and get his own bucket for sure.
I'm saying that trade would work out for both teams in my eyes.
Right,
it would work out.
What about I got a trade because somebody we text in the group today. So what about Dame and Ben?
If I'm Portland, I don't do that.
Yeah, if I'm Portland, I ain't trying to do that.
No. I don't do that.
But I mean, what if just Dame just want to get out though? I mean, I know. Okay, I know. We wouldn't. Nobody. I wouldn't trade Dame for Ben either. Nobody would. But do you think it would work for different teams? Could Ben run with Portland? Could Dane. I know.
So you're saying Ben, CJ McCollum.
First off, Ben don't want to. Ben want to shine.
He Ben want to be a one. You think Ben want to be a one?
No, it ain't about that. It's about his personality doesn't even fit in Philadelphia. His personality is definitely not going to fit in Portland, this city.
Yeah.
And so everybody, even saying, even Ben, even Ben, obviously we can't blame it all on Ben.
He got to be a
also,
New York.
Ben got a lot to do with this too. Like Ben, he is trying to get out of Philadelphia. Like,
He got to be like a New York, Miami, Los Angeles
LA, type situation. I think for him to thrive, just because he comes from
I don't think in New York. I think it's too cold in New York for him.
Yeah, because Australia is a hot city. It's kind of like LA, and so I think for him, he'll be mad if he went to Portland.
For Kawhi, man.
Oh man, you talking foolishness.
Paul
George and Kawhi Leonard. Doc Rivers still don't win.
Paul George going anywhere? Paul George ain't going nowhere. Paul George paid.
Yeah.
Paul George ain't going
Ain't
nowhere.
he from LA? So.
Hey, so
hold up. Didn't Paul George complain about Doc Rivers?
Yes, he did.
But hold up. Who was shooting the doggone jump shots?
Yes, he did.
Who missed them?
Paul George.
They were regular jump shots that he know. That's game shots that he know.
Yeah, hit on the side of the backboard.
Oh, okay.
So he really don't make them. Paul George is not clutch. We not about to say Paul George.
I never said that.
He's never been clutch.
I did not say that, but how can you blame a whole?
You can't.
A
He
series.
said Kawhi Leonard though.
A series.
Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
But Kawhi was doing that.
Who is the coach?
Too.
Who is the coach in Toronto? He looked like he belonged on that 70 show. Nobody know his name, bro.
His name is,
nobody knows the man name.
Nick Nurse.
See what I'm saying? But he won with Kawhi Leonard.
He wasn't listening.
He won with Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
So Doc Rivers supposed to be this great coach.
It's all about a team. He had a great team, a good team up there. You got to have pieces. Like
you got to remember Toronto.
I understand what you're saying. Like you got two great pieces. But you still gotta have those other pieces to come in and do what they need to do. Right. Like I'm paying you this amount of money. Like you brought up Danny Green earlier. Danny Green makes his money.
But the GM bring people in though, right? Who was the GM?
Well, then fire the GM.
It was Doc Rivers, man.
We're firing him.
They did. They did.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying you can't. I'm just saying you can't.
Yeah, they did.
Well, he don't need to be a GM.
Right. I think
that's all. You don't need to be a GM because like you gonna have great players. You got to be smart enough to bring in people that's gonna compliment them. That's why that's key. That's why I feel that owners of teams just sit your behind down.
Right.
If I'm gonna hire you to do your job,
let me do my job.
I don't need to come in and make no basketball decision.
Right. Yeah.
Why do I need to make this? You're the expertise in it.
Right.
You do that.
I'm supposed to be anyway.
Right. You do that.
Right.
Now I might want to throw a name out there. You tell me yes or no. Be honest with me.
Yeah.
So, but.
I see what you're saying, but that situation still don't even work when owners do that. Because we dealing with that situation right here in Louisiana with the Pelicans.
Yeah.
The owner, even before he died, and now his wife, none of them mess with the Pelicans. The Pelicans have basketball GMs, they have presidents of basketball, they have assistant GMs, and the team can't never get together.
But do they spend what they need to spend to get who they need?
Yeah.
Or are they actually doing research and hiring the best people possible? Or they just, I'm gonna get somebody that's pretty decent and just let it ride like that because nobody's in Louisiana putting pressure on them. That's all we got.
And let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Is David Griffin what we say David Griffin is?
No, David Griffin is what LeBron said he was.
That's
a bad GM.
Okay, so that's another. Okay, yep, I agree. I agree.
I'm just saying.
I agree. What you? I got one more question. And what you think about Zion? What you think they need to do? What you think fixes, non-fixes? I mean, what's the conversation?
What with Zion?
Yeah,
you need to lose weight.
Yeah, of course.
Too heavy.
Yeah,
that's why I believe
they say his mom is his chef though. His mom is chef. And his daddy is trainer.
Yep. It's not gonna work.
That's not gonna happen.
Not gonna work. I understand. I understand what you're trying to do. But that's not gonna work.
That boy look like a doggone offensive lineman.
He does. That's what that commercial boy. What this boy naked boy? God,
like he looking like an offensive lineman. Like he has talent. He has ability, man. I just think, man, you put that boy on a diet and you get somebody that really work with him. I think he could be something special.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have to surround him with, because he doesn't shoot the ball.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So you had to surround him with a shooter.
Yeah,
like shooters, not shooters.
Right,
you had to surround him with shooters.
Right.
You gotta get him some people that play defense, rebound the basketball and stuff like that. Because a comparison.
To Zion? I got one.
I was about to say Vince Carter, but no.
No, you know what he is? and this is why I didn't want them to draft him, and I talked about it on my pre-draft show.
I got the name in my head.
He's an explosive Draymond Green.
You said explosive Draymond?
Explosive Draymond Green. They are stat stuffer.
No, I know who
they
that
gonna
boy
play
is.
defense.
No, I know who he is. Y'all want to know who he is? That boy Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin 2.0?
Yeah.
He Blake Griffin 2.0. Now, I will say about Zion, I had no belief in him at first.
Oh, what about Sean Kemp?
Okay, I'll give you Sean Kemp too.
more.
Because one thing Sean Kemp had that I see Zion has, he has a touch. He has he's not brutish. Mm-hmm. He's a bully, but he's got a touch.
He got touch around the rim. He got touch around the rim when it's time to score.
He got touch around the rim. He can finish, and he's got real touch. Sean Kemp was like that, but Sean Kemp ain't about to shoot no jump shots. Sean Kemp ain't about to shoot no.
He's trying to take you out the dribble and dunk on you.
He about to dunk on you, fast break dunk on you. You'll get some putbacks and all that stuff like that. So Sean Kemp was a good one.
And he had a floor general, Gary Payton too.
Yeah, he did.
That's what I'm saying.
And did they have Ray for a while?
So you got to surround him. You got to surround him. Got to surround him with people. So.
He never played with the Supersonics with them.
Who?
Ray Allen.
Ray ever played with Gary Payton?
No.
Ray Allen? No.
No.
Supersonics. They didn't play on the same team?
No.
Oh, boy.
Gary Payton went to the Lakers, right?
Yeah, Gary went on the Lakers with Kobe at the end.
Karl
Malone and then that whole broke up.
Still lost.
That'd have been crazy.
Well, I mean, Karl Malone was trying to sleep with Kobe White and all
This
that.
year not gonna win nothing.
Hey, we gonna.
You don't want to win, huh? You just don't want to win.
You don't want to win nothing.
Hey, deep down in your soul, Tyler. Deep down in your soul.
I love the Lord.
Oh my God! If they, I guess with Westbrook personality, if they do click, like just click, are they capable of winning this year?
Yeah, they click. I ain't gonna lie. If they click, they'll be tough to beat.
Hey,
they got
question. Like, what would you do with their lineups? Because, like, I feel like Vogel does not really know what he's doing.
Is it too early?
Why is Westbrook?
Well, it's a lot to deal with.
Why is Westbrook and Rondo
on
the court at the same time for that long?
You said Rondo and
No, he said Russ and Bron.
Russ and Brian?
No.
Oh,
Rondo and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, because that was trash when he had him.
They on the court too long.
I would never have them on the court at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
For Rondo and Russ?
Nah, I'm gonna give him. I don't know what they do at practice. I don't know what they discuss. So I'm gonna take it as in he's trying stuff early on in the season, see what lineups work, see who meshes well, see what I can start the game off with, I can finish the half with, I can finish the game with, I'll get this little burst out of halftime, what I could go with. So I would give him, he may be playing with it just to see, so it might be messed up. Now, if he's doing the same thing toward the end of the season, then now we got a problem because Westbrook and Rondo never need to be on the court at the same time.
But Westbrook was breaking down the defense and then kicking out the Rondo for the three.
Nah, see,
that never should happen.
No, so like that, like I would never have, like you have two floor generals on there. Yeah. Westbrook can't be a floor general. Mm-hmm. So you got 2 point guards out there that's neither like a pure shooter or anything like this. So like I would have one running group one, group two, right? Or interchange them, just find that perfect mix for them.
Do you think Westbrook can put aside his pride and ego? And because I do believe, obviously, I'm a LeBron fan. There's some other reasons, but if LeBron just says, "Look, I'm gonna be the one," and Westbrook, you be the two, do you think he is mature enough to do that? To say
at this point in his career, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say yes.
I'll say yes too because I think he got to. I think at this point, I think that certain people. I said this when they were talking about getting Westbrook at the beginning. He was like, "Nah, he's not gonna work." But I said it's different when you playing with people that have won, and then somebody of LeBron's caliber in the league. Then you kind of gotta listen a little different than if you play with whoever you played with at the time. You know, you play with Harden, you play with Durant. Even though Durant, you should listen to him. Durant wasn't trying to make you listen to him. Durant was like, "Well,
just play ball."
Right. Mm-hmm. But I'm switching. I'm gonna flip that. And we were talking about this today. I think, and this is very difficult. But I think that LeBron should let Westbrook run the floor general and play off the ball more. Mm-hmm. That's me because if your jumper falling,
put Brown at the 4, let Westbrook run the 1, put Davis at the 5.
Perfect lineup.
But see, here's my problem. Here's my problem with AD at the 5. AD play at the 5 like he ain't got no sense.
Well, somebody need to smack him then.
He played the 5 like he ain't got no sense, and he go dumb on defense at the 5.
Well, I tell you what, put the White Howard in. Let it and put shooters in the game then.
Right, I get you.
And let the White protect the rim. on defense, get offense rebound, set screens on offense, roll to the basket, get a lob in there, or put back. Right. Mm-hmm. And let LeBron and Westbrook or whoever else you put on that court do the damage. Right. Yeah, but AD, you want to play like a little girl? Go sit down.
They ain't sitting there, man.
That was the problem with AD in New Orleans. He didn't want to play the 5. Man, when they tried to play him at the 5, he asked for a trade.
So in basketball, that's my thing. I'm not. What's the difference between the 4? I know it's power forward and center, but like far as scheme wise, why is it he doesn't want to play the 5? Because like it's not even NBA has a bunch of Patrick Ewings. It's not like he's banging on Shaq every night. So why won't he play the 5?
I guess a stigma on it that you just stuck in the post, that you just back to the basket and stuff like that, because like your 4, you want your 4 to be able to stretch the floor a little bit, shoot a mid-range jump shot, be able to take some out of the dribble and the pass and be a good pass facilitator. Mm-hmm. So I guess people still figure if I'm playing 5, I gotta have my back to the basket, stuff like that.
But that ain't necessary, especially
in
today's game.
I agree. I saw something. I think it's defensive more than anything, because if he plays a 5 defense, he has to guard DeAndre Ayton and these alleys. He's got to be able to. He can't. I watched the other night. He is horrible. He didn't know where he was on the pick and roll. He didn't know what was going on, and he's guarding. He's stepping out when you're supposed to be protecting the rim. I saw him do a fast break, Tyler, and he was right there. And it's a fast break, him and somebody else there, and the dude going for a layup. He's right there, a good position, and he did not even jump to block it. Yes. You can't be 7 foot on my team and not try to get the block. I don't care who you are, what you can stretch, and none of that. You got to be trying to get the block. Right. And so I think too. I think that's what him and what's his name got into it about.
Dwight.
It was a defensive thing. I think it was a defensive thing, and he was like, kind of like, what you doing? And he like, no, what you doing? Like. You know what I'm saying? We gotta protect the rim. You know what I'm saying? And I watched it last night. And they didn't even have players to be playing that smart last night against OKC.
It's probably too, like with the defense wise, it probably don't want to get put on a poster or get made look stupid because you got all the millions and stuff like that. But man, if you're a good defensive player, you're gonna get put on a poster every now and then. You're gonna look crazy every now and then, but more times than not, you're gonna get the job done. Yeah. So.
Right. So yeah. This has been dope, Tyler. We appreciate it, man.
Ain't no thing, man.
When is
When
is the Spartan Classic? Anybody that want to know?
Spartan Classic is December 8th through 11th
at
East Ascension High School. Got some hard hitters in there. Like I said, you got East Ascension, got Bountiful, got Grace Baptist from Mississippi. Shucks, got Dutchtown gonna be there. Santa Monica gonna be there. A couple more teams, forgetting some people. Thibodeau, East St. John, so gonna have a good lineup and everything. So
Spartan Classic always
come
lit
on out.
Yeah, they lit. They stay lit, man. Anything else you want to shout out, Tyler? Anything else you want to shout out that's going on, man? I mean, just it's your shot, man. Just shout out whatever you want to shout out, man. In the business, whatever, man.
No, just shout out everybody that support me, everybody that got my back and stuff like that. Everybody that I'm close with, just thank y'all, love y'all, appreciate y'all and stuff like that. So that's about it. Don't want to leave nobody out. That's why I don't call them.
Right. I feel that's smart man. Man, we appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. And we're gonna do this again because we got to do the top 50, 75, whatever we're gonna do. No, we need to do that, dog. We got to talk.
Do 50.
We'll do 50.
75 too much.
We'll do 50 and we'll pick an era. We'll pick an era. We'll pick an era and we'll go from there. That's been dope, man. It's been the Evergreen Pod. We're on Evergreen. We're on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify Podcasts. Shout out my Doug. I know you.
We got that done.
Yeah, we do got that done.
So we ain't got to do. Oh, my bad, bro. So
see, no,
you're right, bro. You corrected me, bro. I was wrong.
Bro. That's the 5th time tonight, bro.
Bro, I was coming to you for the thing that you normally do, and you corrected me, bro.
Yeah, but no, I ain't trying to correct you. You knew he was already corrected, but you trying to come to me.
No, I didn't know, bro. Honest guy, bro. I didn't know, bro. I was doing our regular spiel. But since Evergreen Podcast, we done. Shout out to Tyler, man. Shout out to Will, Dante, Doug. I'm here, Swag. Shout out to Jams Production Crew. All right, we out. All right, y'all, this has been the Evergreen Pod. We appreciate y'all watching and subscribing. Make sure y'all watch us on YouTube. Doug, tell them what's up.
Follow us on Instagram at evergreen_pod. Follow us on TikTok, evergreen_pod. And also our YouTube channel, the Evergreen Pod. Like, subscribe, and share.
It's free to follow. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts.
We'd like to shout out our producer, Swag. We'd like to shout out our producer, Jam. And EJ on the music, man. Appreciate y'all boys making us look good, making us sound good every week.
This is Evergreen Power. We love y'all.